subscribe. It's free. If you don't, ask your son, ask your daughter how to. Just one click. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Aha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to today's broadcast. My name is Chimezie on this very auspicious day. I hope you can hear me. It is the eve of the new year, and we have a special broadcast. And this broadcast for this year is a bit lighter than what we typically do. Yes, it's still Have Your Say on Irokopost TV. Yes, you heard me right, Irokopost TV. Sometimes we forget that we are hosting on Irokopost TV. And we have a huge lineup for you today on this eve of the new year. I hope you've been having a wonderful Christmas. I hope you've been enjoying yourself. We have lots of conversations to hold with you. So hopefully you will join us. Please copy the link, share, invite your friends, and of course, support this platform as in any way you can, especially financially. It takes a lot to be able to run a broadcast like this. And I hope you will be able to do that so that we can continue to run these shows and bring different conversations to you from time and again. I'm not going to be running the show today by myself. Someone is going to be joining me, and I am currently waiting for that person to join me. But before I do that, I want to ask Mr. James, I can see you in the background. Can you hear me? If you can, just nod your head that you can hear me. All right, thank you very much. So yes, it is the eve of the new year. We've had lots of conversations all through the year, from political conversations, things that have happened in Nigeria, across the globe. Sometimes we focus a lot on political conversations. But our life is not just about politics only. There are other things that that we also from time to time have had conversations about. And some of those things are things we want to review this year ending. A couple of them, or should I say a lot of them, coming from what we used to refer to as the women's segments, which is where we used to have the popular conversation on Have Your Opinion. And so I am waiting for my co-host to join me, but I am sure you would understand some of the things we're talking about. They have to do with life, things that we often tend to relegate to the background and forget. But we want to elevate some of those conversations because they do affect our daily living. They affect the way we interact with one another. And so we are going to be discussing those issues. I do not want to let the cat out of the bag before my co-anchor shows up. I am currently waiting for that person. And some of you might know who the person is. Some don't know. But, before this person shows up, I think maybe I should bring in Mr. James and just have a little banter with him. Mr. James, should I be saying Happy Christmas, or should I be saying Happy Holidays, or should I be saying wishing you a Merry New Year in advance? I'm not sure what to say right now.
Dr. Damages had I don't know what to call it. I had a form. I made fun of it with Dr. Damages about a week ago. There is nothing to be happy about. Absolutely nothing. The future of the country is so bleak that we don't even know what tomorrow has for us. So there's nothing to be happy about. Let's call a spade, not an agricultural instrument or a shovel. A spade is a spade. That is how I see it.
But isn't isn't the fact that we're alive something to celebrate? I do know that yes, life is situations are not exactly where we want them, in the sense that maybe financially, maybe the way our political system is running, and all the likes. But nonetheless, shouldn't we be, at least be grateful that we're alive and that we have an opportunity to go at life again in the new year?
No, we should not be grateful. It is better for me, for example, to live up to, let's say, 40 or 50, enjoy the best of comfort in the world and die, than to live in misery for up to 100 years. That is
Okay.
how I say. So being alive is not a privilege. I mean, we should use should I call it, we should use our intelligence to make the world a better place than we made it. But when we are
Okay.
living it in such a misery for future generations to inherit, there's nothing to be happy about. We are mentally lazy from the look
Okay.
of things.
All
So
right. No
that's how I
problem.
see it.
No
All
problem.
right,
I'm
thank
gonna
you.
I'm gonna leave that for now and mute you for a few seconds while I bring in my co-anchor. Hopefully she's ready. While she's getting ready, I would. Oh, here she is. Welcome, Adama, to the show. Pleased to have you. I was thinking for a second maybe you had decided to MIA on me.
Good afternoon.
Yes, you're welcome to the show. So I was just having a filler banter with Mr. James while we waited for you. So I was just telling our audience that it's a special broadcast we're having today. And the whole idea is to kind of soften and lighten issues a little bit and not go the usual hardcore politics that we do. We might talk about some political issues down the line, but basically what we're trying to do is to review some of those soft issues that have to do with life that sometimes we take for granted, family related issues, community issues, things that we normally do not pay attention to. And so, you have been responsible for running what we refer to as the women's segment. It got branded or rebranded later on. So do you want to speak to that and then perhaps tell us some of the key highlights of conversations we had last year that you might want us to review with our audiences?
Okay. Greetings, everyone. Um, well, let me start by saying I'm the host for the women's segment. Yes. Thinking in the middle of this year, we had to rebrand our name because we found out that a lot of our guests were male audience, and given that the topic we tend to discuss are always on life issues, so we felt it was needed for us to change the name of the segment to "What's Your Opinion" segment. So, and in terms of the topic we've discussed, we have a lot of interesting topics. Even there was some that I was unable to cover because of my schedule. But I believe we're going to talk about it the more we discuss.
Okay, thank you very much for that insight. So first and foremost, I guess my first question would be is you ran the show last year, you discussed several topics. What is one of those topics you guys discussed that you think it caught a lot of attention, maybe a lot of buzz went in around it, you had large viewership that you would think you would say you want us to review with our audiences and kind of like dovetail into and see how much we can do a bit of justice to?
There's one in particular. I have several, but the one I would like us to talk about is Nigerian men being the global appeal. That got a lot of our audience talking. People came in. Of course, our men with their ego. Whenever they are being marketed this way, they love the attention. So that's a topic we had this year that was very interesting to hear what people's opinion was about our men being a global appeal. And when I say our men, I'm speaking specifically Nigerian men.
Okay, so when you say Nigerian men have a global appeal, what do you mean? Do you mean that when they apply to NASA that they get preference with a job in NASA, or are you saying that when a doctor, a Nigerian is a doctor and he's in the midst of his co-doctors or surgeons, patients prefer that this is the particular person they want to treat their medical case? What exactly do you mean?
What I mean about Nigerian men being a global appeal is we have women from the Black American, they love Nigerian men. Foreign women like South Africa, Kenya. It's like there's a thing after all men. And when you ask these women, why do you like Nigerian men? The first thing they will tell you, they are hardworking. And the second thing, they're good in bed. So the list goes on and on. Then when you talk to our Nigerian women who are married or are dating this man, they say the kind of treatments they get versus when these men are dating women who are not Nigerian are different. So you start asking yourself, what is it that these women are seeing in our men that our women are not seeing?
Okay. I guess at that point, let us give a snippet of what we mean by this.
Nigerian, I'm gonna wear a gele to my wedding.
That part.
Look at Nigeria.
The kings of our life.
The men in our side are 100 times more poppin'.
Nigerian men are very top tier. I feel so at home. They are literally the best.
Nigerian men are the best thing that's ever happened to my life. Sorry.
Nigerians are sexy. Male, female, babies, unborn babies.
Over the decades, Nigerians have spread across the globe in search of greener pastures, and with them, their reputation has equally spread. While there's the bad and ugly side to this reputation, the good has also spread as well, and it has equally spread to the hearts and minds of women all over the world, making them spread other parts of their body too.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
There are videos all over the internet that chronicles the impact that Nigerian men have had in the hearts of foreign women, with women all over declaring their love or hatred for these West African champions.
Nigerian men are the best. Nigerian men also don't cheat, guys. So get yourself a Nigerian man, okay?
Bruh.
They'll make you feel like you're the only girl in the world, even if you're not.
That part.
Feel good about yourself, do you know what I'm saying?
I think they're loyal and traditional. I think that, like, even if there's a wife at home back in Nigeria, they'll still marry you here. So.
Hello again, and welcome to NatTV. If you're a returning viewer, it's nice to see you again. If you're new here, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you'll be updated when we post a future video, and leave a comment below. It's always a delight hearing from you. In this video, we explore some of the factors and characteristics exhibited by Nigerian men that have won the hearts and minds of women all over the world. We've got a lot of grounds to cover and not enough time, so let's jump right in. In no particular order, our list goes like this.
Most Nigerian men know what they want. 99% of most of them know what they want. So when they meet you, a lady, and you are who they want, right? If he wants to make you his wife, that first day he's going to tell you that, baby, I like you. I want to marry you. I want to make you my wife. And from that first day, he's going to open up and he's going to be committed to you. He will not hold back anything. If he has to do anything to make your life better, or anything he has to do, he's going to open-heartedly, with a good mind and a good heart, he's going to do it. And if he meets you a girl and he just wants to chop you, he's going to tell you, baby, I like you. I won't make you see ourselves, make you make me happy, make sure I will make you happy. They are very straightforward and honest about what they want from a woman. If he is married, he wants to make you a side chick too. He will tell you, say, I get wife, or I get serious girl where I won't marry, but I like you. That girl, she abroad, but I like you. Or I have wife and kids. This is my wife, this is my kids. I love my wife and kids, but I like you. I won't make you see ourselves. I will take care of you. And you know what? The moment they tell you that you agree to it, they come wholeheartedly. He will open up, he will be good with you, he will be real with you, he will be kind and caring towards you.
I think they may have like other girls, but then again, when you look at it, that's men. And Nigerian men are not afraid to tell you, why would you think you're the only one?
How do Nigerian men differ to UK men?
I don't know if it's a confidence thing. Over here, it doesn't even matter. Like, you could be an Uber driver. I don't know, you could be working at McDonald's or something, and the guy would still come up and talk to you, even though he can see that you're carrying a Gucci bag or whatever. It's more of like, oh, okay, he's got some confidence. Like
that, oh God, it's like the Nigerian men, the ego is like whoosh, skyrocket. And it's like, I'm not even gonna say like even some of the people that I know out here, they're like really cool, but I can still see with the girls that they like deal with and stuff. It's like you on the ego trip. Cause this y'all moment right now.
Believing in themselves. Confidence that I can do this for my lady. Yes. I can do that.
Nigerian men are very audacious. The audacity. Like that's some Nigerian man. I think that's what the difference between them and UK men. Nigerian men have a certain audacity that is unmatched. Globally, I don't think we can compare to like a Nigerian man.
I think if I'm putting money in your pocket and I'm paying the bills, you have nothing.
You have no say.
You have no say.
I see a very fine face. Okay. Do you guys see a fine face? Am I getting a fine face? Wow. Okay. All right, so let me sit down beside you so that your beauty can allow my beauty to shine.
There's a sweetness.
There is. Oh, yeah. Maybe a bit too sweet. Yeah.
Because
right now, why am I charmed? Why am I charmed, baby?
I know you called me it was an apple, and yet I'm here blushing from my...
All you've called me is a sweet potato. Like, what even is a sweet potato? And now I'm in love. You know?
They will trap you. That's the thing about them. They will trap you with good looks, good versace, talking. They will use Yoruba to scatter your brain. And they will clench you, hold you, twist you, and they start doing their fuckery.
Nigerian men are sweet talkers, whether we like it or not.
Okay. The video is pretty long, but I just wanted to give us a little bit of snippet so that people have an understanding of where we're coming from. Pretty long video. I wish we could have played everything so that we hear everything that everybody is saying. So yes, the global appeal for Nigerian men, is it a myth or is it a reality? So you've heard us. Please join the show, comment to the comment section, express your views. If you have the courage to come in, do come in. And you want to give our audience a little bit of caveats so that will encourage people to come in?
Yes. When we created a segment of What's Your Opinion, that segment was created specifically for people to come in. If you don't feel free coming in with your camera on, yes, you can do that. So if you want to join us on this conversation and you don't feel comfortable turning on your camera, given the kind of topic we discussed, so you're free to join us, particularly for this segment that we're having now. You can have your camera off. We just want to hear from you. Thank you.
All right. So although I would wish you have your cameras on, I don't think there's anything to be afraid of. So Nigerian men, is this a myth or is it a reality? I want you to, lead the way, and then we can bring in Mr. James, who currently is our only standby panelist before he comes in and gives us his adult, elderly wisdom on this. Yes, go ahead.
Well, okay, let me start by saying this. It depends. I have dated men who are not Nigerian, and they are great. And it depends for a woman what you're looking for. So a Nigerian men global appeal, I tend to answer yes and no. Yes, meaning these women are looking for this man for specific reason. You heard them. A man was sweet, like their mouth is so sweet. When I say sweet, they know how to convince you are the only one that exists. I mean, do I start? They will sweep you off your feet. They will tell you all kinds of things. They will throw money at you. They will take care of you. But they have a tendency of having several women. So when you ask me if they are global appeal, it depends what the man is doing for that. For me specifically, I would say yes, they are global appeal in the sense of these women like them because they get their bills paid, they get taken care of. But for some women who are independent minded and independent thinkers, a man throws money at this woman doesn't mean anything to me. For someone like me, You can throw all the money. That's not, it doesn't interest me. I want to know what kind of qualities. What do you have? What are you bringing to the table? What are you going to add into my life? So, yes, Nigerian men, I think it's a reality. Yes, they are global appeal.
Okay, so Mr. James, before I bring you into the conversation, so you watched the video. The whole idea was just to kind of soften, our conversations and not make everything too much about politics. We will eventually get to politics, but these are things that we face every day. We hear, how wonderful Nigerians are, and then when it comes to the gender issue, especially about men, lots of people say, "Oh, Nigerian men are amazing," and all that and all that. So I don't know if you agree. I don't know to what extent you disagree with that assertion. Is it a myth? Is it a reality? Is it something that we're deluding ourselves with? What's your opinion?
It's a myth. I don't think it's a reality. Because let me make an observation. The video you played just now, it was, it's a stage managed video. Because those women, they are Nigerians. From the accent, I know. I know South African accent, for example, Zimbabwe, Lesotho. The southern part of Africa, they have a unique accent. The people who speak Swahili as a mother tongue, Uganda, Kenya, Burundi, and that accent, they have a unique accent. The Ghanaians, they have, in fact, that of the Ghanaians is very unique because it's a station instead of station, quantity instead of quantity, correction instead of correction. So their accent is unique. The Senegalese and the Gambians, they have a unique accent, what we call accent. Those girls who were on that video, they are Nigerian girls. It's a stage managed video, probably to delude the world. I don't know.
Okay, Mr. James, I don't. Okay, so yes,
No, I'm very serious. I've traveled within Africa. I know. I won't say in and out of Africa, but I know Africa reasonably well. Those girls are Nigerian girls. The accent, and almost the whole of them are Southerners from Southern Nigeria.
Okay, so I didn't play the entire video. There are portions of that video where you see people with deep accents from other parts of Africa. I'm going to do something right now. If you permit me, just give me a second. I will play a portion that gives you an insight of other people. There's a Ghanaian there, and this person I'm going to show right now is not a Nigerian. Just hold up.
In a group of friends who call everyone who comes to the house our wife. But baby, you might be thinking that you're special, but you're number 66.
In my opinion, they've always been cute and all of that, and always been like.
So yes, the first lady showed, she's a Ghanaian. She said, "Who comes to our house?"
The last one is Ghanaian.
In Nigeria, we say, "Who comes to our house?" In Ghana, they say, "Who comes to our house?" Get the point I'm making.
All right, I hear you. Okay. I hear you, sir. Not a problem. So you, first of all, your view is that the video is stage managed, so that doesn't give you a true reflection. Fair enough. Adama, you were trying to say something before we go to Jago.
I wanted to say what Mr. James said. We have a lot of videos. These are women who are not Nigerian. We have African American, we have British, we have all manner. I mean, when we had the show, we played different kind of videos. So I tend to disagree with you that most of those women in that video are Nigerians. So that's what I wanted to say.
All right, thank you very much.
May I add a little comment?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. I do not know the people who shot the film. I remembered when Idi Amin of Uganda was president of Uganda and Yakubu Gowon of Nigeria was president of Nigeria. Because of the terribly bad things they show about Idi Amin, they saw him as a monster, while Yakubu Gowon was an angel. But when I got to Uganda, I saw the good things the man did, which was not announced. The roads he constructed, the buildings, quite a lot of things he did in Uganda. Now, if you happen to shoot a film of Yakubu Gowon showing only the terribly bad things he did, if you watch Yakubu Gowon on a video clip for just 30 minutes, only the bad things he did, we have a terribly negative opinion of him, whereas he did quite a lot of good things. The same thing with Idi Amin. So the issue is that those people who shot this film, they did it purposely to promote the image of Nigeria, not necessarily because Nigerian men are very hospitable. When I was in South Africa, okay, I saw especially some Igbo boys in Johannesburg. They took excellent care of their women. Whenever they're in love with them, maybe they just admire their accent. I mean, just their accent alone, they find it fascinating. That kind of thing. But also, in the city of Johannesburg, I met people from other ethnic groups. The way they handle the women, it's unspeakable. It's unimaginable. So it would be wrong to just generalize that all Nigerian men are good, in handling the affairs of them. Anyway, that is how I see it.
All right. Not a problem, sir. We will further the conversation. And with that, I want to bring in Brother Jago. Jago, Happy New Year in advance. How are you doing? How's the holiday season been treating you?
Thank you very much, Chim. Welcome indeed. The holiday season, truly, I don't want to mention things that are obvious, but I have to, if you permit me, which is my deepest condolences of the two deaths of Anthony Joshua's friends, who are both Nigerian, who unfortunately passed away in a terrible car accident. I'm sorry to bring the show down. I can see that you're quite upbeat, but I felt that I needed to mention that. I'm sure you'll speak about it at some point. I just wanted to say that. Thank you. Secondly, the subject at hand is something I've been speaking about for a long time. I came on largely because of what our brother James was saying. I don't think we need to be too circumspect about the prowess of Nigerian men. There is something that Nigerian men have and have had for a very long time. My own mother, used to say to me that I would have been half caste. That's what she said. Because my father and his cousins, when they were here in London in the late 50s, early 60s, they broke Europe in half. If you see the pictures that I have of them, well-dressed, sporting all kinds of women across Europe, we've been like this for a very long time. I remember the sophistication of my dad when he used to go out, how he looked completely different. Getting himself ready, the scents, the smells, the way he would put clothes together. Me and my brothers, we've taken this from my father. You won't see this in me now, I'm an old boy already. But we've taken a lot from our father in terms of how he treated women and the language that is used by us as Nigerians. You see, there's a lot of things that we have to appreciate and stop being coy about. Nigerian men, whether you like it or not, those women were all correct. They were correct. And it's taken what I would say about a good 60 years for something that has been very evident to me. And I'm not yet 60. But something that's very evident to me that we have had. I've always felt that Nigerian men are slightly oversexed. I used to think, do we have a problem? Is it because we don't have television in our country or there's nothing good on TV? That's why we just are flagrant in our sexual pursuits. But we have it. I don't know what to say. We have it in all ways. In terms of our mannerisms, how we stand, how we... Okay. I remember, if I can say, being in England in the 80s, quite young, and having a good share of female attention. Then there was a time that Nigerians were just coming in hard into the country, and they were just spoiling everything for me. The way they would be splashing money up and down, the way they would chase women, the way... What's going on here? Me that used to take women as a free thing, they would just be paying paying for it anyhow. The fact of the matter is, we do have a way with language. We do have a charm, and we do have something extra that a lot of men in the country that I've grown up in don't reckon. They don't play with. That's not their space.
All right, Jago. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So you pointedly agreed that with the conception that it's not a myth that Nigerian men have a global appeal.
It's not a myth at all.
Okay. So Adam, do you want to say anything before? Because the whole idea of the show today is we just want to review some of the lighter conversations we've had on what we used to refer to as a women's segment that got branded as "Have Your Opinion" or something like that. And
what's your opinion?
What's your opinion? And so we just wanted to start with some of the conversations that were held in the air. And yeah, Adam, so what other conversations did you have in the course of 2025 that caught attention and there was a buzz amongst audiences?
The other conversation we had that caught people's attention was, let me give a shout out to one of, she's my co-moderator. She's not here, but she sends her love. That's Madam Luke. Madam Luke, I love you. I miss you. I know you are the background watching, so I hope you're enjoying your vacation. There was a topic we discussed, and that topic was, it has to do with the marriage institution. And we made it diaspora perspective.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. We made it the diaspora perspective, and this was about relationship, marriage here in the diaspora. Our marriage are going through a lot of struggle. And one thing we noticed, couple who relocate from the diaspora, when they get here, they do kind of struggle. And there was one that caught my attention where the UK police, there was a video. Do you want me to talk about it, or do you have that video? Then we'll pick it up.
Yeah,
from there.
you can talk about it. Just give a little bit snippet, and then we'll see if we can find the video and play it. Go ahead.
Oh, there was a video where the UK police called a town hall and warned us practically that we've abused the 911 system. That every little thing we tend to call the police for, and they've had enough of us. So that's what I want to say for now. So if you want to play, then we'll pick it up from there. Thank you.
All right. So before I go ahead and do that, let me just again, please remind our audience, please, if you want to come in, you're welcome to come in. If you feel you have something to say, but you kind of feel shy or you don't want your image shown, you can put off your camera if that's what you want to do. We'll allow you for today. And then please like and share as wide as possible so that we can have other people join us in this conversation. And of course, please support the platform in any way you can. It will be very much appreciated. And with that said, I think I have that video. Yes.
Yeah. But Adebiton, ìjọba fún wa lówó, ó fún wa gbogbo ẹ̀. Àgbàgbé gbogbo ẹ̀. Benefit. Àníṣẹ́, wọ́n ní ká ṣiṣẹ́ kò dọ́là o. Bó bá gbéyàn bá fẹ́ kéèyàn ṣiṣẹ́ títí tí ilẹ̀ máa fi mọ́. Tọ́lọ́run bá pè mọ́ èèyàn, péèyàn máa ń ṣoríire. Ìbùkún Ọlọ́run, ọlọ́mọ ní ńlá. Ẹlẹ́wọ̀n kan ní ilé ayé yìí, àwa síbi nítòótọ́ afẹ́ help àwọn tó wà lé. Ìgbà nǹkan mi tó jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn mi ṣiṣẹ́ kó pọ̀. Sisters, brothers, they phone you. You go back home and see some of them, they're looking better than me and you. But when they call you, you will think that if you don't send to them, they will die next minute. Think about your home here. This is your home. This is where you live. The society we are living, if we allow it to be corrupted with the attitudes of the children of the youth of today, it becomes problem. It's not just for the police. It's for everybody. All those children that they've been killed, you say, maybe if your child is not at home, you'll be thinking, oh, where is this child? Where is my daughter? Where is my son? Until that child enter the house before you can have peace of mind. Before you can have peace of mind. We just try to help. The situation, we have to work together. As my colleague said, we have to work together. He said, clap hands together, make it work. But if you just say, no, I don't want to say anything, I don't want to do this. We, the police here, we're here to help you. We are not your enemy, we're your friends. If you have any problem, any issue, if you say any of us can stop out on the road, discuss with us, we will give you an advice. If it's something that we don't have, we'll take it to the higher authority in the office, and they will give us the right appropriate advice. Àdúrà mi ni pé Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè tá ń sìn kò ní fi wá sílẹ̀, kò ní jẹ́ ká mọ sáré ọmọ wa o. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká tọ́jú ọmọ wa.
Okay, so should I be saying apologies? I don't know, but that was a Nigerian language. Yes, he spoke more in Yoruba, but he is a member of, I think, the Metropolitan Police in the UK. And I think the whole idea was to advise the Nigerian women, therefore, that they should reduce or at least stop having to call 911 on their husbands and stuff like that. That kind of puts a strain on their relationships and their homes. So that's the video you were referring to, I guess, Adama. So, I mean,
yes, but
what was it about this topic? Yes, go ahead.
What was the topic? What made that topic interesting is the question I asked that day we had the show. Why are we struggling? Why is our marriage relationship struggling here in the diaspora? What is it that we're doing wrong? Take, for example, for those of us that were born here in the diaspora or who grew up here, who knows the culture and everything, you know the system, how everything works. You get married, you are just, let me make this clear. No relationship is perfect. No relationship is perfect. But this is what I've noticed. Our women tend to call 911 over something that doesn't make sense. Something you both as two grown adults can sit down and resolve amicably. Then, if we want to talk on the male side, our men they lack patience. Some of our men lack patience when it comes to handling the marriage institution. You have men living here in the diaspora who think they still live in Lagos or wherever they came from back home. And you start asking yourself, why is it that they have a hard time adjusting to the system? I've seen men there was a video we had where everything this man said, he would tell you, I'm the man of the house. I'm the man of. Why do you need to keep emphasizing that you're the man of the house? Then I start to ask myself, is your manhood in question? Why do you need to keep reminding your wife or your partner, I'm the man, I'm the man? Like nobody's dragging that with you. So I don't know the answer to this problem. I know there are different stories why people act and respond the way they do. But this is what I want to say. Part of the problem I think we have here in the diaspora is finance. 2, the lack of intimacy. 3, planning. It's like once a woman goes to school, becomes independent, her money is her money. The man's money is the house money. What I don't understand, here in the diaspora, you have to work as a couple to get things done. There's nothing like different pockets. If you put your resources together, you can achieve a lot. But I kind of go back blaming our men when I want to say this. Our men have made some of our women so comfortable with this notion, quote unquote, I will take care of you. I'm the man of the house. I'm this. But for me, I have 4 brothers. And one thing I don't want to see any of my brother doing, thank God, for those of them that are married, is carry all the financial burden by themselves because they are trying to validate the man. and why these women work and do whatever they want with their finances. So at the end of the day, you start asking yourself, why do our women have, for those that have gone to school, women are earning a whole lot than men in the diaspora. It depends on where what's your educational background. My background is medical. So as a physician, what you earn compared to someone who is in IT, the gap is different. But I believe if you both come together as a union and you believe in this thing called the marriage institution, you can make it work. But we have violence where the man becomes so impatient if they resort to violence. So at the end of the day, why we are having this conversation is, how can we get this resolved? For the UK government to say they've had enough, that's to tell us, in other words, we're becoming a nuisance. And one thing I hate is someone calling me out of something I'm doing at the privacy of my home. What they don't realize is no longer a privacy when you get the law involved. The law gets to determine how that case gets resolved. So I'm not saying do not call the 911. Please feel free to call 911 if you feel your situation it needs 911 to resolve it. But this is my advice. The earlier we learn to come together as two matured adults and figure out what our differences are and talk about it, the better for us. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that exposition. Just before we go further, I want to apologize for playing a portion of that video that didn't necessarily speak to what we're talking about, but that's okay. Sometimes we have production errors. When putting that together, it's the same video, it's the same personnel speaking, but there was a portion where he spoke to the conversation we're having. And I think the portion we played was not exactly accurate, but that's fine.
It cut off. That's fine. I know
that's fine. So thank you very much for the person who called us out on that. It's one of those production errors we make, and we take responsibility for that. So thank you for what you said. So now I'm going to bring in, starting with Mr. James. Mr. James, the whole conversation is about why marriages are, should I say crashing or having challenges in the diaspora?
Hold on, Chim, sorry. Could you highlight what we're discussing if you don't mind? Thank you.
Okay, so yes, I will do that. So the conversation for now is the concept of struggling love in Nigerian communities, the diaspora perspective. And like the last speaker just said, that's been a dilemma that a lot of things cause this. First and foremost, maybe the men overindulge the women because we, quote unquote, the culture, you need to prove that I'm the man, so you bear more than you're able to bear. And then the other thing is that when ladies start earning money, they want to make their money their own money. And then the man's money is our own money. And then those sort of things, when you come to the Western world where you need synergy to be able to run a home, there's a clash. Because back home, I'm going to say something a bit controversial before I hand the mic over to you, sir, and then the rest of the speakers. So back home, there are a lot of things that make men have enough money to spend. First and foremost, those who run private businesses, sometimes they evade taxes. So they have lots of cash that they can throw about and do things. And then, there are many, many other things I would mention. But when you come to a structured society like where I live, where everything is accounted for, you suddenly start realizing that you cannot bear the burden that you used to bear single-handedly when you were back home. And then it becomes a critical sore point for conflict between you and your spouse. So feeding off what you see as a topic, I'm going to highlight it again. What is your view about this issue, Mr. James? The mic is yours, sir.
I'm sorry, I will not be able to address this matter because I've never lived in the Western world. When I was in the state of Israel, we were detached from the society, the Israeli society, because they saw us as what they call in their language, Kushi. Kushi in Hebrew means a slave. They're supposed to call us Shachor Bar Ben Adam, that is a black person, but they don't use that phrase. They call us Kushi. So we're not having the opportunity to go near them, let alone going out with their women. Then in South Africa, their main problem there is not they call that's 10,111 in South Africa. What you call 911 over there. It's 10,111 in South Africa. The troubles are they call 10,111 mainly for crime-related issues, murder cases, and those kind of things. And frankly speaking, I cannot answer this question.
Right.
Let me concede my point.
Not a problem. Not a problem. So,
Jack, please consume the rest of my time.
So, because of time, Jack, I'm going to give everybody a minute. Within 1 minute, what's your view on this subject matter, so that I can go to the other person? You're muted, sir. Unmute.
Now you mute me, I never muted myself.
Yeah, we try to do noises don't come from.
Because there's no noise here, my brother.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. No problem. Just go ahead.
You see, the black relationship worldwide, there are patterns. And in these patterns, we don't normally look at them at all. We ignore them because of our own differences within the cultures that we have. So in the Americas, Caribbean, and the United States and such, they've gone through a long time where marriage was an institution. And today, there are less people married than in previous years. And that has happened due to economics and social events. And I would say the copying, in some respects, of the greater culture, the European culture, where they have moved on, especially in the 70s and 80s, to having less marriages, but more partnerships, people staying together without being married. Now, they've been able to understand that level of sophistication amongst themselves, whereas I think we have found it rather challenging, largely because of the economics. There's also been a lot of political violence, especially in the United States, that have broken up the black family in ways that have been unassuming for decades to black people themselves. Now, I feel that a lot of Nigerians who have a standard of marriage for a long time, be it multiple wife marriage or single wife marriage, we've had a culture of marriage regardless. When I think if most of us look back into our own personal family history, we would see that our parents were monogamous in their marriage, but our grandparents were not. So given this, we know that we have a what do you call it? A inheritance of respect.
So, Jag, if I might just ask you a question, and then you can, add that to your comment. So, if our grandparents were polygamists and their unions lasted longer, why is it now that we're having nuclear family, one man, one wife, and then we're having tensions?
Well, I didn't necessarily say their unions lasted longer, but the fact is, their unions lasted for a lifetime because the father would respond responsibly to his children wherever. I remember my grandfather very well on my mother's side, coming down to my grandmother's house, seeing all the children and grandchildren and making joy with them, and knowing his other wives and our half brothers and sisters and cousins. We knew each other. And I think this thing called relationship, not just between man and woman, but relationship within a family, relationship per se, friends and such, people, are very, very important in this life that we are living. I think the principal reason why we are here in this earth is for relationship reasons. How do we get along with our fellow human being?
Okay.
Please.
Could you round up if you
my
don't mind?
goodness, can you just let me speak? Can you just let me speak, please?
What, Jackson, listen.
All right, I won't speak. Okay, I won't speak.
Thank you.
The next person. I don't know if you're bored of what I'm saying, but the next bit, that's very rude. But that's you anyway. I respect
Well,
that.
thank you very much, Java. We have other panelists that need to
I
speak. You
can
said
see that
you
we have
have.
other panelists. You don't need to give me a lecture. I don't need a lecture. So
Do
just
you
stop
mind
that.
playing the video show talked about, and then we can have Madam Luke
Yeah,
speak,
see how
please?
rude
Thank
that
you.
was. Ridiculous.
Javon, please mute yourself
Okay,
or I'll
let's
mute you.
You can do what you want.
Let's
I
have
don't give a damn.
decorum. Please, let's just have a bit of decorum. All right. So the next person can go ahead speaking while I find that video. I didn't think it was necessary to bring it in any further, but I would look for it. Go ahead. So the next person, please, can go ahead.
I'll call on Madam Luke to speak, and I just want to give her a warm welcome. Madam Luke, welcome. Go ahead and speak. And I just want to remind all our panelists, please, we're trying to stay on a time. If I come in, maybe you don't realize I am a moderator, so I am part of the show. So I'm not trying to make it seem, so try as much as you can to keep to your time so that we can have everyone share their opinion. Madam Luke has dropped out. She's not here. Wale, I'll call on you to speak next. Thank you. Welcome to the show.
Hello, compliment everyone. Chim, it's good to see you. Normally I'll just listen at the background. Quickly, just for me to quickly go through to the topic you raised when it comes to Nigerian women, let me put it that way. Let's say Black women or Nigerian women finding themselves abroad and the relationship seems to be not working. There are a few factors I put down, and I'm not saying all the fault is, attributed to women only. Sometimes women do actually contribute to it. When we look at relationship for men and women, it's kind of really complicated because if you look at it, men are raised from different family, the women are raised from different family, and for two people to come together, not because of love, they have to come into agreement that, look, this is how we're going to live our life. And we need to remember that when two people come together, there are over 100 or even not thousands that baggages that come with each one of them. It could be from the man's family, it could be from the woman's family, it could be the mother-in-law is the big influence on that relationship, it could be the sister, it could be friends. And how do we navigate through all those factors? It's a lot. As you're solving one, another one is coming. And not to even talk of that, what about your own kids? They could put pressure on you, on both man and the woman. So maybe the man is a gentle one and the woman seems to be the disciplined one, or vice versa. The kids can manipulate and try to see who they could get away with some sort of, atrocities with. And that put a lot of pressure when it comes to abroad, because you don't want your kids to go to the school or to join their friends because they want to do certain things and they report you. Then the social service might not even listen to your own view from your value or your background, where you're coming from. So it takes a lot of wisdom to navigate relationship in abroad, compared to back home, where you can go to your father-in-law or someone very respectful. Here, you're on your own. Even your next door neighbor has nothing to do with you.
So Wale, are you saying it's the absence of a support system that is the issue?
Exactly. It could be. That is just, there are so many factors. It depends on an individual relationship. Some people, it could be a religion that's even causing a lot of trouble in their relationship, because we tend to see some people more religious than the Pope, and instead of them, or I'll give you an example, please, not offense to anyone. I think I've had different situations where women tend to do the, what do they call it, the one that they do in the middle of the night, and they go on a prayer marathon, and the man is being left on his own. They don't really have the time for the man. And what do you expect when the man is
night vigil?
Level? Sorry?
Night vigil?
Some sort, yeah. And they go on this kind of thing, and the man is left on his own on a conge level. What do you expect him to be? So sometimes we orchestrate our own downfall in relationship. It could be the woman, it could be the man. And bills is another thing. When you look at a man in Nigeria, probably he has finished building his own house, he's not paying mortgage, he has business, he can let his woman to be free. And how many bills do they pay in Nigeria apart from your electricity? Here you pay to breathe in air, you pay for your car, you pay for this, you pay for that. And the man cannot do that alone. Like Adama said earlier on, that, you know, a woman and a man supposed to be in partnership, not the kind of man ego. And if woman doesn't understand that you need to support the man when it comes to bill, it could be another factor that will lead to, you know, that home getting, you know, destroyed little by little. So there are so many things, even the mentality, the mindset, and not to even talk of anything else. What about the love? Because some love, they're not really genuine. It's because, oh, I'm Odongo Salensa. I can afford to buy the GLC for the car, for the girl, and she see me as cash machine. What about when things are not going as you should be? That is where you will know that, is this true love or is it something else?
All right.
And again, influence. Sorry, I think I've got a lot of things going on there. So
Yeah,
there are
just
a lot of things.
just because of time and the fact that we have other people, just want to be able to, and we have other things we want to cover. But I guess I'm sure people get the meat of what you're trying to say. So before I bring it to Hassan and then to Revolution, let me play that other video that was supposed to be played, and then so that we get a bit more context.
Nobody wants to know where is child. But today, what are we saying? Is the opposite. It's the opposite. I think we need to change our orientation. Those of you that feel like, oh, your husband is not important, go back to the root. See that man, even though he's not doing anything, being at home, sometimes you might want to talk to your child, but your child might not want to listen to you. You might want to listen to his dad. If the dad say, stop it, that child might stop it. But maybe as a mother, you're there on your own, you say stop it, you just say, what is she saying? But when the daddy say stop, he will stop. Even though the man is not doing it, let's try as much as possible to manage it. I know there's nothing like manage, but sometimes it's the way we build our home, because our women feel like the man is nobody because of the way the society we find ourselves. Some of us back home, the benefit.
No. You must see it here.
But Adebiton, ìjọba fún wa lówó, ó fún wa gbogbo ẹ̀. Agbàgbé gbogbo ẹ̀. Benefit. And iṣẹ́, wọ́n ní ká ṣiṣẹ́ kò dọ́là o. Bó bá gbé ọba fẹ́ kí èèyàn ṣiṣẹ́ títí tí ilẹ̀ máa fi mọ́. Tọ́lọ́run bá pè mọ́ èèyàn, pé èèyàn máa ń ṣoríire. Ìbùkún Ọlọ́run, ọlọ́mọ ní ìlà. Ẹlẹ́wọ̀n kan ní ìláyé yìí, àwa síbi nítòótọ́ afẹ́ help àwọn tó wà lé. Ìgbàgbọ́ mi tó jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn mi ṣiṣẹ́ kó pọ̀. Sisters, brothers, they phone you. You go back home and see some of them, they're looking better than me and you. But when they call you, you will think that if you don't send to them, they will die next minute. Think about your home here. This is your home. This is where you live. The society we are living, if we allow it to be corrupted with the attitudes of the children of the youth of today, it becomes a problem. It's not just for the police. It's for everybody. All those children that they're being killed, you get to, you say, maybe if your child is not at home, you'll be thinking, oh, where is this child? Where is my daughter? Where is my son? Until that child enters the house before you can have peace of mind. Before you can have peace of mind. We just try to help.
Can you pause the video right there?
We have to work together. As my colleague, we have to work together. It's a clap hand together, make it work. But if you just say, no, I don't want to say anything, I don't want to do this. We, the police here, we're here to help you. We are not your enemy, we're your friends. If you have any problem, any issue, if you say any of us can stop out on the road, discuss with us, we will give you an advice. If it's something that we don't have, we will take it to the higher authority in the office, and they will give us the right, appropriate advice.
Okay, so I guess we got an idea of what the, the officer was saying. I don't think I needed to play it, but because there was also a demand for it, I have played it. So Hassan, before I come to Revolutionary, welcome to the show. You have an idea of what we're having discussing, so the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year in advance. Anyway, I know some people are already in the new year. I hope this one is a lot better than the last one in every aspect. So, I think fundamentally, all of us are misunderstanding the basis of the problem. The way I look at it is, well, if you notice, just study history, you would notice that the kind of life we are living now is the abnormal kind of life. Like, it has not been long that human beings are living in urban areas and, living under strict, corporatist, capitalist, cutthroat systems that will force everyone to work. The moment you are 18, you have to go, and then, you are overtaxed to the point that, and there is biology too here. Like, okay, for example, now, we are essentially hunter-gatherers. We have a hunter-gatherer brain, living in this concrete, places. And then we have been forced to live an abnormal kind of life. But we don't see it as that because we have been raised, in that generation. But the majority of the history of the human being has been in a structured society where the man is the leader, and biologically, even psychologically and biologically, the woman is at her essence when she is being led by a man. But the man has to, of course, in the instance of countries in the Western Hemisphere where there is this thing with equality and all that, that is fundamentally where the problem is coming from. Because even if you look at the Scandinavian countries, because I'm somebody who believes in equity, equality, but not equality. And when women, are being put out there to go and work like men, if they had the option, they would rather sit at home and be women and live in their true natural essence. That is the way we are supposed to live. So our forefathers did not do anything. That is the natural order of things. Now, this is the abnormality. When did we started, living in urban areas with electricity, with having to live, with when the steam engine was created, and then there are shifts. You go in the night to work in the night. This one. So a lot of people have been taken off their natural rhythms. So and there are a lot of things going on in the human brain. So I can see where a lot of places where the conflicts can come from. But I would say, and I would argue that if you fundamentally know where the problem, is coming from, it is at least, you are at least better. I don't know, for example, if you have an ailment and you have not been diagnosed yet, so you probably don't know, you think you have something that may kill you. But the moment you've been diagnosed and have been told, okay, this is what is wrong with you, even though it's a problem, but it's not going to kill you, at least you have some kind of peace of mind, and then you can understand this better. So I think that's that kind of mindset.
So Hassan, I guess my follow-up question for you would be this. So if I'm hearing you right, two things I want you to address for us. One, you said that you believe in equity. Sorry, you believe in equity, not equality. So you might want to explain what that means for us so that people don't misunderstand you. That's one. Then two is, if I'm hearing you also correctly, you're saying that cosmopolitan lifestyle strains are a reason why we're having this problem. Do you want to, how exactly is that, and what is the solution to it?
Well, there is a positive correlation with mental health illness, and people living in densely populated urban environments. This is something that's already known in psychology. It's something that it's a phenomenon that has happened from when the rural-urban migration has happened. So and it kept, increasing. So fundamentally, we are not living in our true essence. So this mismatch in what our brains are actually made for, and then the kind of experiences we are being forced, because of the systems. Now, if for example, I'm echoing. If for example, we get the chance to look at what has happened in the Scandinavian countries, where they tried to give opportunities to their female population to go into the most for example, the military, engineering, STEM, the top echelon of the tough jobs, those the kind of jobs that will require you to put in the maximum amount of time and all that. When women are left to take, they tend to want to take be nurses, even if they are super intelligent, they want to be nurses, they want to be, something more natural to them. But then, but then there is one thing with a human being, that is survival. You have to survive first before you. So when you are pushed because of the economic situation around you to a point where it is now about survival, no longer about, what is right. You're just looking at, how do I make it to the next month? How do I make it? So all of you are stressed. You and the woman are stressed. So the possibility of conflict is just so there. It's just like,
All right.
there's a fuel and a fire, and I just need a spark.
All right. Thank you very much. I love that exposition you just made, but because of time, we can't, take everything there. I don't want Show to come in and run away, so I want him to be here and give us his perspective. But before we come to Show, Revolutionary was here. Revolutionary, before I give you the mic, let me just say again, please, thank you for watching. Like, share, and spread the word to your friends so that they can join us. If you have the boldness to come into the show, come in. You've been told you can mute your camera if you want. And then, of course, support the platform in any way you can. It will be greatly appreciated. So, Revolutionary, go ahead. You've listened to previous speakers. You know what we're talking about. What's your perspective? And then, of course, feeding off from where Hassan left, you live in the Scandinavian environment. What's your perspective?
Well, good evening or good morning, or I want to wish everybody Happy New Year in some few hours' time. And anyway, this is a very tricky issue, It's a very tricky topic, and people have been talking about it. But here where we live, I'm happy Hassan was saying about Scandinavia, because here everything is 50-50. And I'm also in a mixed marriage, like you guys know. My wife is Swedish, and so there's nothing like, Africa. We have our own style in Africa. Whether you live in Europe or outside Europe, the black society, especially African society, is full of our cheating games, So that's how I see it. It's just a cheating game. It's not just like people are saying that. We can look at the video you played. I speak Yoruba very well, so I was listening to that guy, what he was saying. There are people who just cheat. Let's put it like that. People just cheat. And that is anywhere you see people cheating, there's always conflict. Because you see, like Adama was even saying, that you see some women, they think that is, you know what I mean? You are the man. You have to do everything for them. There are some black women who think like that. I have some friends who are black girls. They will even be arguing with pride. That yes, it's the man who's supposed to do this. It's just cheating. And the worst of all is that they pay the price, because the man one day will just walk away. And they will sit there and complain, oh, I'm a single mother, the father, blah, blah, blah. But when the man was there, you were just cheating. For me, that's how I see. Here in Scandinavia, it's just simple. There's nothing like, it's 50-50. Whether you are working in the factory, whether you are earning 2,000 or 1 million, if you want to live happily in a relationship, you have to open your heart and make it 50-50. If the house rent is 10,000, for example, you bring your own 5,000 straight. You don't need to be asked, or you know what I mean, Jim. This one, nobody is telling you. You know that when it comes to that place, you bring it. Then later, the rest of your money now, you know what I mean? Example, if you are the boss, like Adama was saying, the differences of salary, for example, If you earn more or whatever, then you can now flex. You know what I mean? Okay, babe, this month, let me buy you this to show love. And don't forget about this. Most of the relationship between blacks and blacks, there's no love sometimes there. There's no, let us call spade a spade. They don't even know what
How
is
do you know?
called.
How do you know love? What does love look like?
That is what I'm telling you. When there's love, there won't be cheating now. There wwon't be this unnecessary conflict.
Does love also encourage 50-50?
Brother, what then, Jim? You don't know what
I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm asking. You tell me.
No, love is 50-50. There's nothing, if there's no 50-50 in a relationship, it's one-sided. And anything that is one-sided, it will trip over. You understand me? Anything that you move, a car, if you have normally a normal cars have 4 tires. If one is deflected, you know what I mean. You'll be driving until you have to be forced to stop. That is the relation. That is why it is like that. It has even in Africa.
Revolution, I have a pushback for you. You said something about 50-50, and I quite agree to some extent. So if you want to go 50-50, when it comes to taking care of the children, how does that 50-50 play a role?
Okay, Hassan said something to you. Here in Scandinavia, whether you are working at the top notch as a woman or a man, is 50-50. The men have maternity leave also. You understand me? The child is not left only to the woman. That's how it's
they do give men. Let me understand what you're saying. Where you reside, they do give men maternity leave. Let's say when your wife puts to bed.
It's called paternity leave.
Yeah, that is. It's not
paternity.
Sorry, let me address that point. Really, when I say paternity leave or maternity, whatever it is called, it is not that the child, as far as the child is under 18, both parents bear the same burden on that child till that child gets to 18 years and leave. The father have the right to take the child to school. Likewise, the mother have the right. You cannot say because you're a woman, you are the only one who will be taking the child to kindergarten till the school. It is compulsory for both parents. And in Nigeria, for example, Mr. Jagun was making a point about parental of our old. You know what I mean? Though he wasn't giving up point to land. I wish he would be giving up point to finish that point he was making. My own family.
He's biased against me.
No, Jago, that's please let's leave it. Let's leave it. It's a new year. Trust me. We will leave that matter and be happy.
You never finish.
I mean, you go come back to that point because I was.
Okay, so revision a roundup because
I want to round up very fast. So just a second now.
Please, can I? Okay, Revolution. Before you speak, can I say something? I just want to. This is to the panelists. Jago, I'm muting you, please. Don't
mute me. I don't need you to mute me. I can mute myself. Why are you muting me? Why? I'm being quiet.
I'm the one causing this trouble now. I was just trying to reference because we are together now. Maybe
I don't know why she's coming to me. Don't come.
Okay, so it's okay. Please, Revision, just round up so that we move. Show is also waiting.
Okay, sorry. I beg. Let me round up by saying, my brothers, I've already said what I want to say, but let me round up by saying, please, let's enjoy ourselves and remove this conflict between us, please.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Show, before I hand over the mic to you, Mr. James, I read your message. This show today we're just reviewing things we've discussed in the year. We started by talking about the global appeal for Nigerian men. We trashed that and we went out of it. And then we went into another subject matter. And that subject matter is the concept of struggling love in Nigerian communities, especially in diaspora. So that's what we're dealing with now. And by the time show finishes, we will go into something else. We're just doing a review of subjects and matters we've discussed along the year from what we used to refer to as the women's segment. So I hope that is clear now. All right, sir. Thank you very much. Show, the floor is yours. I'm sure you know what we're discussing. Go ahead.
Yes, compliment of the season to you all. What I was going to say, I think Hassan touched on it. As he began to speak, he touched on what I was going to say, and Revolution Now spoke on it as well, and Adama's question even further spoke to what I was going to say. It's not the only thing that causes friction or puts a strain on relationships of the Japa, those of us that have Japa. But I think it's one of the key things that put a strain on the relationships.
What is that you're mentioning? What is this particular thing?
Yeah, that is where I'm going. It's not the only thing, but it's a major player in the dissolution of many marriages or relationships. As a guy in Nigeria, you don't have to, be a director. You just have to have a decent job, and you most likely have a driver because labor is cheap in Nigeria. So you have a driver, you have maid. Your wife has somebody who gets the kids ready in the morning. So your wife literally just gets up. Because for you to jackpot is not cheap. So we're talking about the people that have jackpot. So these are people that you call the middle class in Nigeria. So the wife has a maid who gets the kids ready, who prepares the meals. So she just gets ready, look pretty, goes to work. The husband the same. The driver picks the kid. The maid makes lunch and dinner and all of that. Now, they up and leave, and the maid is not there. The driver is missing. So this big boy that has a car, air-conditioned car, his life is upside down. Yes, there's hospital and ambulance to take him. He won't be dragged out of a car while he suffered trauma. There's a working system around him. There's electricity, there's water. But certain things have been taken away from him that he's so used to. And when you now ask him to adapt, he struggles. Now, he has to bathe the child in the morning. Something he's probably never done all his life. And the child is 4, 5, 6-year-old. He's never done it before. Now he has to bathe the child on occasions, not necessarily all the time. And if it happens that the wife works night shift, that means he has to do it every day. Get the child ready, drop them off to school, then run to work. Not in his car, on a bus, on a train. And it rains, and it's winter, and it's all these things. So the man is already angry. He might not know exactly why, but he's not happy. Something is missing. So he gets home, the wife texts him, babe, can you please buy bread on your way? Oh, babe, can you please start cooking rice before I come? And he's thinking, are you crazy? Do you understand? So all these things will play a role. And people will start to struggle. They might not know why exactly, and they start going to counseling and all these things. I'll give you 2 examples. I met a guy at work, by chance, young chap, probably in his mid-20s, late 20s. And we were talking, and he said he's a nurse. And he said his wife is pregnant. They just came about 2 years ago, and I met him last year. So they were in the UK. They've been in the UK for like a year. And he said, oh, my wife is heavily pregnant. I don't eat stew that's been in the freezer. I don't eat frozen food. When we were in Nigeria, I said, so right now I order soup. When I say soup, Niger type of soup, I order soup every day. We order food every day. I said, how much do you make? I said, that's a rhetorical question. I have an idea of how much you make. I said, how are you going to survive? He said, well, his wife is like 8 months pregnant and she can't cook. It's unfair on her, which, I mean, is reasonable. He said, but they have to buy food. That's the only way they will survive. Now, the finances would take a big hit, and that would add to the pressure. And they'll be wondering, why are we not happy? Why are we quarreling? Why are we arguing? In Nigeria, grammar and water, everybody will be there cooking and, fighting who's going to cook what meal. So these are some of the things that will happen. Another bros, senior bros that I know, I hope he doesn't watch this show. He moved his family to the UK about 5 years ago. He lives in Nigeria, works in the oil and gas industry. And he would tell me he would send 6 months rent at once. Then Tinubu came, exchange rate. Then he said, I can only send 2 months rent at once because rent is about 1,500, 1,600 for his wife and the children. So he came recently. We'll visit them like twice a year. He came recently. He just comes to chill for like 2 weeks just to sit down and clear his head after the hustle in Lagos. And the wife told him to pick beans. This is a running joke between us these days. The bros almost went mad. His first child is 19. He said, my daughter is 19. My son is 15. The younger one is 11. My wife is telling me to pick beans. He said, I've never had that before in my life. He said, the last time I picked beans, I was in secondary school. What's this? Since she came to this UK, she has changed. So these little things, and I'm telling you true story, these are the things that would happen and will start to affect the relationship because the support system they had in Nigeria is gone. It's available, but it will cost you more than your entire salary. You can get a chauffeur, you can get a driver. But these are the things that they enjoyed in Nigeria that they won't all of a sudden realize. I'm going to the 50-50. I know boys in this country. When I say I know boys, you know what I mean. I know boys in this country. They pay all the bills. They don't go and do 9 to 5 like we do. They
Hold
pay
on,
all
Sean,
the
let
bills.
me understand what you're saying. When you say they pay all the bills from A to Z,
They pay the mortgage.
the
Their
whole
children go to
bill.
private school. They don't even go to state school. They pay the children's private school. They
I
pay
need
for
a
the car
number when you're
notes, like
done.
you call it. They pay everything because they make 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times what people like us make.
They make that.
They pay every bill,
pay
and
that
their
in the
wives.
country. They pay that in the country. They make that in the country you live, or they're making it somewhere else.
They make it in the UK. That's why I say boys now.
All right.
I know if you take every, full mouth talk. So these boys make money, and they live like my father lived in Nigeria. So their wives do everything because they are full housewives, young girls, young ladies in their 30s. They do everything because they don't have a day job. They don't have to work because the boys do 100% of the bills, and the ladies, they do school run. So they have this this clique of big girls in their Gucci Fendi to drop off their kids in school in the latest Range Rover and all of these things at the school gate. So they're happy to do it because they don't have to wake up to go anywhere. They just have to look pretty for the guy because the boys can pay the bill. So if you want to live that life in the UK and the US as a man, it's possible. Pay all the bills, negotiate with your wives. Some women still won't do it. One of my friend's wife said, even if they won the lottery, she'll still go to work. She doesn't want to stay at home. But a lot of women will be like, okay, if we have an agreement of how much you drop every month, say in the UK, for instance, drop £7,000 every month. Don't worry, I'll take care of the rest. Most ladies will take it. But if you want to do 50-50 on bills, you have to do 50-50 on looking after the kids and cooking and cleaning and mopping. Who's going to come and mop? I found out who's going to come and clean my house. They say 3 floors. They'll be charging me £120. I say, every weekend. Why now? I brought out the mop. I'm mopping myself. I'm cleaning. This is okay. You understand? So these are some of the things that will put a strain on it. It's the culture shock for the men a lot of times. And when the women start talking to their colleagues who've been here for longer, especially the nurses, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, put everybody, because a lot of people come as nurses. When they start talking to their colleagues who've been here, no, don't do that. It's 50-50. Your husband has to clean up. So they learn these things and they go home and they start, building the confidence and that they get liver. Say, babe, you'll have to pick beans. So, babe, you'll have to drop him to school. I can't do all these things. Because to be fair to the ladies, they're not robots. You cannot drop bill 60, 40, 70, 30, 50, 50 and let her do 100% of the looking after the house. She will break down eventually. Yeah. So that's what I thought I would add to it.
All right.
And because that's the natural order.
Yeah, thank you. I see the correlation between what Hassan and Sho were saying earlier. Yes.
Did you play the other video related to what he just said, the one with the lady in the scrub?
I don't have that one. I don't have that one close by. If I'm going to play, it's going to have to play off. I wasn't ready for that, so let's not. Okay, if I find it eventually, I can. But right now, I don't have it. So, just to summarize what Sho has just told us, there's an adaptability issue. There is an issue of cheap labor. So, someone's been living in a society where he could afford to pay for certain things. You could, get the concept of having a driver, as we call it, you're being chauffeur driven, and you pay next to nothing. You're not giving this person healthcare benefits. You're not giving them a pension, but you just give them a monthly stipend. And then you sit in the back of a car and get driven. And you come to the UK and you can't afford that, or you come to the US and you can't afford that. And then, of course, lastly, ego. The ego being deflected. Come and pick beans, or in my own local parlance, if it's not, it might be come and wash the dishes or whatever it is. So we want to move to the next subject, but I don't know, should we give Dexter an opportunity to speak to this before we move? Yeah, he just came in. I'm tempted to say no.
Yeah, Dexter can speak. I want to hear what he wants to say.
All right, Dexter.
Do you want me to send you that video, because that's part of what we should be discussing, or no?
If you have it already caught, fine, but it's not. It wasn't caught. It was in a link.
Okay.
Yeah, Dexter, go ahead.
Thank you, Chin. Are we speaking on what Sho just spoke about, really, or on the general topic he's talking about?
So Dexter, this is a end of year review. We're just looking at some of the soft issues we discussed in the course of the year. We've talked about the global appeal of Nigerian men. You don't have to go into that. And then we moved over to challenges that Nigerian marriages have in the diaspora, and it's titled Just give me a second. This is what we're discussing right now. If you look at and then what is causing this love to struggle in diaspora? And exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I think I kind of get that.
And Dexter, just to give you an idea, just to give you an idea why we're discussing this, the UK police had a town hall where they told us specifically, Nigerians, that we are making too many unnecessary 911 calls to them. So go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Adam, and everybody listening. I kind of understand. It's a reality, and I don't think it will go away anytime soon. But it just shows that. So see, this is why I think every country that wants to really develop wants to move from, this is my own postulation, if you want to move from third world country to even from developing country to industrialized country, there's one primary thing you must do. You must empower women. Now, empowering women comes with, you can't empower somebody and expect the person to accept some old norms. That's going to change. So the truth is that where we come from, where especially Nigerians come from, we come from a place whereby women are actually not really, women are put in the back burner. You can see that in our leadership structure. You understand? Women are considered to be, you know, it's not really like they are meritorious, that when they get to positions, they're not really taking like it was for merit, you understand? So you have that even in the family structure and all that. And so kind of affects people that come over to the Western world, which is normal. However, Chief, what I can say, I've seen a lot of people that have come over from Nigeria, but because of their upbringing, I'm talking about guys, because of their upbringing, they have adapted better into the UK system, realizing that they should be part of their children's lives. You understand? You have people like that they should be part of their children's lives and they should be part of building the home. In fact, I've seen women that have found it difficult to adapt. I've seen some women that are saying, oh, no, I don't want to pay any bills and I don't want to contribute any money. And I still want this man to be doing the things. I want him to be doing school runs. I want him to be supporting as much as possible. But I don't want any penny of my money. So my money is my money and his money is our money. And you have women that have not transitioned, you know, and I think that is also part of the problem. Because I think there was a recent story of a Nigerian lady that came out on social media. My husband wants to take me away from his COS. My husband has taken me away from his COS. When they dug deep into the case, what did they find out? This man has been in Spain, you know, trying to migrate, finally got to the UK through, I think, care visa, brought his wife over, and she was the one, I think he came through education, so he had limited hours or something, and she had more hours to work. She had the visa that allowed her to work without restriction. The man was paying most of the bills. But this lady, by the time she started working, she didn't want to pull her weight. She wanted to start using her money, which is normal, to start using her money maybe to start doing charity for her people. You know, there is a time to liberate her family in Nigeria. So she didn't really want to contribute. It became so bad that she was looking for a way to rope this man into a violent case, like domestic abuse, try to report him, you know. And it was found that she was just colluding to try and put this man in a bad light. She reported the man for rape, that her husband raped her or something like that. And they, you know, the moment you have that kind of situation in the UK, the man was working in the in the health sector. They sacked him from work immediately. So when they sacked the man just quickly resigned and went back to Nigeria. And when he went back to Nigeria, he called the HMRC and said, look, I'm out of Nigeria. I don't have a work. Please, my COS can be cancelled. Whoever is on my COS, please remove the person. So his wife now came, the woman now came on Facebook and social media, TikTok, shouting, oh, he has removed me, you know, and, you know, playing the victim card, which normally works very well in UK. Once you shout, first person to report gets the attention. But by the time they dug deeper, they found out that she was the instigator. And people around say, please, we don't want to have anything to do with this lady. So I think it's both ways. It's not only, the only thing that is once we hear more. Yes, we have situations whereby men struggle because they are finding it difficult to transition, to realize that, okay, look, many people that come to UK, unlike in Nigeria, where a man can be working and take care of his family comfortably, he doesn't need a dime from what his wife gets to take care of the whole family. By the time they come to UK, there's a reality check. Even if you are earning so much, by the time they take your tax, by the time you pay bills, money has gone. So you need your wife to chip in. And it's difficult for many women to even transition to start chipping in. And then the woman say, okay, I'm chipping in, so you have to contribute on the home front. And many men are not trained like that, so they have to relearn. But you also have the situation whereby you have women who are so entitled, they come with the Nigerian mentality of, I should not drop a penny. You have women like that they don't see why they should pay. So their husband is paying the rent, their husband is paying all the bills, he's paying for it. They don't care if the husband at the end of the day, maybe what he has at the end of the day is £10. So women don't care. And what they want to do, I've seen people like that, what they want to do is they want to start thinking of how they would bring their whole family, will do child support to bring their whole family. In fact, there was a case whereby a woman made her husband to take a loan. And what was she using the loan for? To bring her brothers to the UK. And after she brought her brothers to the UK, she reported the man for domestic violence.
Okay, yeah. I think let's stop at that. There was a video that I was being advised to play. I think it speaks to what Show was saying. So if you guys just indulge me, let me do that.
Ogafemi, Chidi, all of you deserve to be left behind because I don't see the sense where you will leave all the women in America. You people don't want them because they don't tear eye. The only reason you went to Africa to go and bring wife is to go and bring the one who never tear eye. She come here, she don't tear eye. The same results. You people need to start working on yourself before you people marry. Times are changing. The result you will get from not marrying the girl when I went to America. That is the same result you will get when you go marry the one from Nigeria because you will come and meet us here and we go tear her eye and she will leave you. That one you bring from Nigeria, she will go and be nurse and she will come and meet us in the nursing station and we go tear her eye and she will leave you. You don't want the woman where don't tear. You now go to Nigeria to go and bring the one where never tear. When she come here, you go teach her bad behavior. Go leave you. If it's a man, you don't want any man. Probably because there's and you go to Nigeria to bring another man. When he will come, he will learn the bad behaviors of the people here and show you pepper. So please, you people should stop bringing anybody. Let all of us meet let's meet ourselves for front. Nonsense. Let me don't hear that thing from you again.
All right, so I played that because I guess when Show was talking about nurses, that's a nurse. So I wanted us to, yes, revolution. We need to move forward. Is it something?
Revolution. Before you say anything, for those that are listening to us, please click on the thumbs up button. And the associations of nurses, if you're one of our listeners or viewers, please comment and share with us what your view are, particularly on nurses, because Show touched on something.
Yeah, taking
and
in
that's
bullets.
Yes, that is why I wanted him to play that video, because nurses are not getting good raps. Let's just be honest about it. Diaspora nurses, you guys are not getting a good rap. So if you're watching and you want to come in and join the show, yes, you can join the show without your camera on. This segment was created specifically because of that. So go ahead, Revolution. Thank you.
You see, you know me, the angle where they like to enter Nigerian problems, many people know they like them. Because they know go like, most Nigerians know they like make them touch them at all. You see this lady where they talk so. This is, you see, you see our Nigeria as a country. We have a one kind of problem, whether it's a psychological problem, whether it's so God creates Nigeria today. There's a problem in the system called Nigeria. And if we refuse to touch that problem where they work in Nigeria, we could always they get a lot of confusion. Look at that woman now where they complain. Because these are women, for example, she's been living in America, she knows the system, and she expects to get love. Is that not what she's crying about now? Then the man where maybe the guy where they expect say go approach her, no approach him. Because if he say they in day there, he can't go Nigeria, carry woman, come. Instead of making allow those people, they okay. Then now she have to go and destroy that person's life by going to be fooling the wife. You understand my point now? Because that's what she's saying. Okay, if you don't want me, then you go bring somebody else, then I will destroy that person so that all of us go be the same. This and if you see all these people where they talk, so on Sunday, you go see them for one kind of church. You will see them there. This is Nigerian system where they tell you say they're wrong. Because you never get your turn, or maybe you like one guy and you get a very bad character. The man can say, before I go die myself with this woman, they don't go talk their character. They go just they talk say because of one kind thing. You understand? Many of them they have many bad characters.
But revolution now, the waiting I see with the girl be say, she no lie. You know why she no lie?
Thank you.
She no lie because now the fundamental nature of women be that woman no get strength to fight. Woman no get strength to do some things where man go do. So waiting the woman's strength,
So no, my brother Hassan.
Character assassination.
Okay. All right,
Hassan,
guys. We really need to move. We really need to move, otherwise,
just 30
because
seconds.
we have a topic that's going to take us a longer time, and that's why
30 seconds, please. I want to just tell Hassan something.
Okay, quickly, Hassan. There will be no response from you, please.
Yeah, if we keep patting ourselves, because you make it clear now saying a woman problem be that. Say they no get all that means. But let us call when somebody is bad, make we face them like that. Not let us don't say it's their human nature. If I understand you, thank you.
But this is what I want to say in regards to that video that Shem just played. I think the point she's making is clear as daylight, and she pointed up both genders. What I don't understand with a lot of us that reside here in the diaspora, or those of us that were born here or grew up here, why do some of us, when it's time for you to settle down, it's good for you to have a relationship, whatever you want to do, with a woman that is here. But when it's time for you to get into marriage or partnership, you go back home and bring someone from back home, and this person comes here, and what you expect that person to be when you guys were courting, whatever the situation may be, as they come in here into the diaspora, they started having friends and everything, they turn out not to be what you want. Why can't we settle with, why can't you shop from the environment you live in? Why do you have to shop outside your environment? I think that's where she's coming from.
So I agree. I hear the lady. I understand her perspective. But to the question, and I'm not supporting either side. That's not my business to support. Anybody should go. If somebody wants to shop in Target, that's their business. If somebody wants to shop in Costco, that's their business. But you'll be ready to bear the consequences. If you go to Costco, Costco prices are higher because you're trying to they're higher because it is bigger. You're supposed to be buying quantum. So if you don't have money for quantum and you go there to buy little bits, you will spend more. But if you go to Target, for instance, Target is cheaper for you. You buy that. So do what works for you. However, everything comes with a price. Like they say when in marketing, there's a buyer beware. So the buyer needs to beware what he's buying, both the female buyer and the male buyer. So with that, I want to ask us. So Adama, you guys, you've talked about all this topic we've been discussing. Was there any topic in the course of the year you wanted to talk about that for whatever reason, maybe for time's sake, or you just never had time to come around discussing it? Is there any topic you wanted us to talk about that you think we need to kind of give attention right now?
Yes. There's a topic I'd like for us to talk about that we never got to talk about. And that topic is, I do not know why we as African frown on prenup. So why do we frown on prenup? We have men back home or here, wherever they reside. They like those young women. When they die, they write out their estates, how they want their will, things they have accumulated, how they want it to go. So why is it that we don't want to talk? A prenup is something you can discuss before going into the relationship, the marriage, whatever. So why do we as Africa why do we shy away from talking about prenup? What makes us so uncomfortable about prenup? If you're coming into a relationship and that relationship you happen to be the one that brings more to the table, and the man says, let me keep what I have, you keep what you have, in the course of whatever, this is what will happen. And why I brought it up is the case of Iwayawu. That's why I would like for you to play that video. That way we can pick it up from there.
What
Thank you.
happened? What happened to the Wanyao, please? Do you want to give a little bit of context?
What happened to him? He said, the video I watched and what they said, I don't know. Should I use the word allegedly, or that's what he wrote? He said,
go ahead.
He said, if the wife decides to remarry, every asset or whatever she has that was given to her, that he gave to her, must be returned.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
All right. No problem. So let's play this video, and then hopefully people will have context. It's long. I'm not going to stop it. I want us to play it to the very end.
Uncle Chin, you think I shouldn't speak on the issues?
Passing of elder statesman and former Ohaneze Ndigbo President General, Chief Engineer Dr. Emmanuel Iwoanyanwu. The details of his last will and testament have sparked controversy, particularly a clause that bars his widow from remarrying. Now, Chief Iwoanyanwu, who died on the 25th of July, 2024, at the age of 82, left behind significant assets reportedly spread across Abuja, Imo, and other parts of Nigeria, all of which were read and allocated on the 16th of June. Now, while the bulk of his estate was equitably shared among his 5 children, attention has zeroed in on a clause that directly affects his 37-year-old widow, Frances Chinonyerem Enwerem, who he married in 2013 at the age of 72, when she was just 26 years old. Their union produced 1 son. Now, according to this will, Frances is entitled to a portion of the late chief's estate, but only on the condition that she remains unmarried. Should she remarry, the document states that she will automatically forfeit her inheritance. The question now is this restriction patriarchal and punitive, especially considering the age difference and the fact that Frances was in her 20s when she married the then septuagenarian? It's obviously not unusual in some elite Nigerian families to use inheritance as a tool to control widows' choices after death. The question I want to ask is that why is a widow's freedom policed while a widower's freedom is guaranteed? If he was a man, they'll tell him you have to marry, you are a man, you must have somebody in your house. But because she's a girl, it's different. It's double standards if you ask me, but what do I know? Let's take a look at social media. At Oka Ewa says, it was a smart move. My late boss died, leaving about 37 billion in properties and cash for his wife and 5 children. 3 years after his death, the woman married another man and is now bearing the new husband's name. If only he had done something like this. Congrats to the happy couple. Amarachi says, that was the will of the dead. If I may ask, why should the woman married to such a great man even think of remarrying? And finally, multimedia producer says, this is a very selfish thing to do. Imagine this young, beautiful lady not able to remarry after losing her husband. No culture should support this kind of mentality. And I think that the family should hold a meeting and allow the lady to do what she wants. After all, the dead doesn't know what happens behind them. But team, let's talk about this. This young woman, her husband has said, you're not going to marry anybody after me. It's not going to happen. Yesterday in the group chat, we touched on it a little bit. It was a hot topic, but we haven't fully chopped it up.
The Iwoanyanwu's will didn't say the woman shouldn't remarry. It says if you remarry, you forfeit the property. So the choice is yours. Simple. But the optics of it is a little bit, I wouldn't do that, but that's his choice. It's his property, it's his wife. So I don't want to get involved in family problems. Let me just put it that way.
Talking about the late Iwanyanwu's will and his young wife, it is often said, till death do us part, but as it is right now, the death is not, parting anything. But let's look at it critically. I think he wants to preserve his legacy. He works hard to build what he has built, and he's trying to preserve his legacy. And also, he's also perhaps trying to protect her from those who might want to just take advantage of her at the end of the day. So if she would sacrifice that for anybody, the man would know that he is worth it. He too will know that she is worth it. You can let it go. So let's get married. We'll build our lives and all of it. So I think it's protection.
Well, nobody loves poverty, so I'm definitely sure that she's not going to, just accept to forfeit everything. But I think that, may his soul rest in peace, but I think that he's being selfish because really, you are dead. And the thing is that he's trying to be smart, but the woman can have a companion and she can still give all the money to the companion. So if we're talking about legacy, I think that is just too much. You say, guy man, you can always have smart guy man in different ways. So she can still have a companion. I think that was too much. I didn't find that story funny. I think it was extreme, for him to say that.
20 seconds.
She married this man when she was 26 years old. Frankly speaking, you knew at the time this man was going to leave before you did. And so it is now your choice to stay or to go. Full stop.
Is that, can we have Uncle KJ speak? I thought I saw Righteous Man. Then we'll pick it up from there if you don't mind, because he just came in. Uncle KJ, welcome to the show.
Goody, everybody. I hope you're all good where you are. I don't know how many of you had goody in Nigeria. Okay, I'll start from the Iwanyanwu's choice. You see, it's like the argument to
Okay,
put
hold
up.
on, sir. Hold on, sir. Before you start, I want you to, can you incorporate this in your question? Do you believe in prenup?
Yes, why shouldn't I? But you see, in my family, and I'm sure that Chim knows that, we don't do those things on our side. We don't say when a man dies, the thing should not be, it's automatic that the wife takes over. I don't know any part of our community there where the brothers or the sisters or whatever come to take from the wife of the late person what he has left behind. I've never seen it. There's nothing like that practice in my place. I don't know about, because Chim is about some distance from me, but it is the same practice. I've never heard it. My mom is from Chim's village. I've never heard it anywhere that when the man passes, whether the wife was 13 years old or 7 years old, that things are not given to her. No, you have the right to inherit from your husband and continue with the legacy. If you decide to marry, that is now left to you and the umonna to say what you want to do. But ordinarily, if you follow the tradition, they will not want you to marry outside. But if you are young, I think the tradition in my place is quite considerate. They said to their people, or the umonna will tell you that you are too young to be by yourself.
KJ, just before you go ahead, sorry to button, not intended to cut you off, but just to buttress one of the things. So there is a difference between monetary assets. If you're a young woman, you decide to go marry, then fine, you can go with whatever assets are transferable, but you're not going to be able to transfer landed property and lift the house. So that's a totally different thing. It's just like a daughter, for instance. You're not going to take, if your father gives you landed property, you're not going to carry the land and move to wherever you're married. So that's the point. Go ahead, sir.
Yes. Thank you. And that's good that you put it that. And if your husband has a house, you can't go and bring your lover to come and live in his house. So if you have married, you go with your husband and go and live wherever you're living and leave the family house for the children of the man to continue the legacy which you have abandoned. But now looking at it, let's go back a little bit. One of the things we debated about when Lady Diana died was because I said to them, my friends, that you see, you must take account of what arrangement you are going into. You cannot say you are You cannot say you are a princess in a royal family and you want to pull down that status which you have been brought in. You knew their arrangement. You knew what you were going.
Okay, unfortunately, it looks like KJ is frozen. So whenever he comes back, we will grant him space to complete his comment. So I'm not sure, Madam Luke, are you here? You keep going in and out because you're the only lady, in addition to Adama, who's on the show now. We don't mind giving you this floor to speak. Yes, do you want to respond to what we're talking about?
Yeah, okay.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go
Yes,
ahead.
we can hear you.
Okay,
Of
good. Because I was
course.
having
This one
some
you're
issues.
smiling.
So, how are you, team? Happy holidays, my people. It's good
How
to
are
be
you,
back.
Mama?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Madam Luke. We're listening to you. You know what the topic is all about.
Do I have a delay? Is there a delay?
Go ahead. You're speaking. I don't think there's a delay right now. Just go on.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, yes. I heard. Okay. So, I heard. Okay. I heard that I was hearing the part where um we started off with what was that we started off with? The Nigerian men, appealing Nigerian men.
Global appeal of Nigerian men. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay.
There's
Yeah,
a
I'm hearing
delay in your
myself say
internet.
that.
Yes, there's a delay on your internet. Yes, there's a delay on it. So,
You
but
know,
take
you
your
know where
time.
I am.
I know. Don't say where you are. We know where you are.
Okay,
Just
she
take
says
your
to close
time
YouTube.
and
Let me close. Hold on. Let me close YouTube. Let me close
okay.
YouTube. Okay. Okay. Here we are. Is it better now?
Much better. Much better.
Yes. So I had the YouTube playing in the background, so I was hearing myself. Okay. So guide me.
So we were talking about the global
Nigeria.
appeal and why do not the other what the discussion we're having now, which is going to take a lot of time, why do our people not believe in prenup? That's why we played the Wanyanwu video where he said if she remarries, she cannot take a certain like the inheritance or whatever she took cannot. So do you know what we're talking? You should know what we are talking about because me and you have this. Yeah, go ahead. You can speak
That
now.
you can do what now?
Like, why do Nigeria not believe in
No, you can do
prenup?
what?
Like the Nwayanwu story, if she gets remarried, she cannot take his assets, the name, everything.
No. I take that back. Nigerians believe in true prenup, but it's a one-sided prenup. If
We're
it
listening.
favors
Go
the
ahead.
man, it's a prenup. It will favor the man where you don't get anything. That's the prenup. That's the kind of prenup we have. That's the kind of prenup we have. But you know the kind of society we come
But
from.
the question I would ask, what you can address that as you respond, is what exactly is a prenup?
It's an agreement. It's a financial agreement between two parties. It's strictly financial. And when it's financial, it's about real estate, property, financial. Yes, it's strictly financial. Meaning, it's an agreement you make before marriage. so that everybody, if in case of the dissolution of the marriage, everybody's entitled to some certain amount of some certain what will I say, ratio of what you should get. So it's strictly financial. There is no social what will I say? There's no social benefit. It's strictly financial, where you are only allowed to get what is written on your agreement if the marriage does not work. Am I correct?
And not just you're correct, just to add to what you say. And before you go into this marriage, you have the option, if it's a place where you both discuss, you as the person who is going to sign the prenup have the option of pushing back as well and say, in a situation of this happened, can I be able to get this? So everything is written out in clear terms and conditions that if the man, let's say for instance, he has an estate worth this much, and you're coming into the marriage with this, and you say, okay, if I give you 2 kids, I want my kids to have this ABC. He will say, okay, no problem. I'll include that if that's what you want as a pushback. So it's not, I want to make this clear. A prenup is not just based on the person who has more, but you who is going into that agreement have the choice of pushing back and demanding for more. All that person is doing is protecting their assets in case it doesn't work out.
Sorry, can I ask a question? Sorry, please. Even though, yes, I'm a moderator, but I want to ask this question so that as we explain this, it helps. So a prenup, there's no love in a prenup. I'm just assuming it's just an agreement on how we live and how we split what we have. So, I want to enter this relationship with you, but if you want me to come into this relationship with you, you do X, Y, Z for me, and then we negotiate, which means if at any point in time in that conversation, there is what's the word? There's a deal breaker for me. So that deal breaker means we're not going into the relationship. I can walk away. So since you have not agreed to give me this or that, if we decide to dissolve or you die or this or happens, I walk away, go find someone else to do relationship with. Is that what it means?
That's an option.
An option.
No, but can it be an option? Let's following up from what she just said, that you do
it's
a pushback.
transactional. Like,
Exactly, it's transactional.
It is transactional, just like, yes, there are different options, just like marriage is a partner. Yeah, you're negotiating. Marriage is a partnership. Just for okay, let's make it clear where we can all understand it. If let's put someone we know now in the if I was to marry Jeff Bezos or Dangote, and I'm bringing nothing to the table, why should I be entitled to everything Jeff Bezos owns based on he loves me? Do you think his children are going to sit down and watch me, Adama, inherit everything their father has worked hard for? No, they will not. So to make everyone understand what we're talking about, Jeff Bezos will come into the relationship and tell me.
Will this be different if Jeff Bezos has no children? This is his first marriage and it is you. Will it be different?
At the same time, Jeff Bezos, if he has no children, he still has the right, as someone who has more, he will tell you the Amazon or whatever, let's take for instance, this is hypothetically so that people don't say this is, and let me make this clear, we're just having a conversation, we're not giving a legal advice. So if you're someone that wants to sign a prenup or know more about a prenup, please contact your legal counsel. They will tell you more. That is the job of a lawyer. Before you go into a prenup or into any agreements, go seek the advice of a lawyer. That is what prenup is all about. What I'm saying, regardless if Jeff Bezos have no kids and he's just dealing with me strictly, he still has the right to protect his assets and say, if anything happens to me today, Adama only gets 10% of my investment.
Chim, if I may ask Adama a question, please.
Yes, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Adama, who do you think on average, which party do you think on average, usually has more, and usually has more to protect.
Is the man.
And have you seen a pattern in the last couple of, since the Me Too movement, the kind of huge amounts of money that men, have been losing?
Yes. Yes.
Now, don't you think that this kind of make other men want to protect themselves? And some may want put, as it is with all things human, some will push it to the extreme.
Yes, I agree with you, but I am of the belief that if you're a man, a young, upcoming, whatever, in whatever you have accumulated, be you whatever gender, I believe in prenup. Protect what you have. Do not fall in love because you want to fall in love and you're so crazy about this person. Because guess what? When you guys disagree and the relationship doesn't work out, nobody's going to think about both partners involved wants to get equal thing. Now, my pushback to that is, why should I give you half of my assets? Most times, these are men who have the assets to a young woman who I just married 10 years ago, and you're bringing nothing to the table. Why? It's not fair. That is why
I can
I
answer that
support
question.
prenup. Yeah, go ahead, Madam Luke.
I can answer that question. I don't know why people think that when a man and a woman meet, you forget you cannot put a price on emotional satisfaction. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I
A
do.
man meets a woman. A man meets a woman. The woman has no money. But that emotional satisfaction that woman is giving that man is priceless.
Well, why do you think it's one way? It's both ways now.
Because the man is already coming up advantage with money. That's all he can give.
You think?
All
No,
he can
no,
give.
no, I disagree. I disagree.
What I would say. What I would say.
No. I disagree. I disagree.
And
No.
we have reached
Okay,
that
wait,
place.
wait now. Wait, mama, wait. Because a man use their money to buy love. Otherwise, they'll be by themselves.
So men use their money to buy love.
That's
That's a
what she
gross
said.
misgeneralization.
No,
That's what she said.
I wanted to be sure. I'm just wondering
That's
what
you
she
heard
meant.
that. She said you guys use your money to buy love.
Why I said that? Why I said that? Because the woman doesn't have the money.
Most of the time. And it's not
Thank
about
you.
money.
And it's not about money, but the emotional. Let me put it this way. For example, who will I say? Paned and Regina. Let me just use our own homegrown example here. Now, tell me what is the, you see, and I want to put this prenup in a Nigerian context. I don't even want to go into, because I believe there are, when it comes to humans, we have a different species. When you come to the Jeff Bezos area, we're not advanced to that area yet. So let me keep it strictly in the African context.
What advancement is relative?
Well,
is it material, or philosophical, or cultural?
All of the above in our cultural setting. In our
I
cultural
fundamentally
setting, we have the
disagree.
Okay, hold on. In our culture, we have the philosophical, we have the, in our own culture, all those areas are in there. So what I'm trying to say, anytime you see a Nigerian man and a Nigerian woman, what do you see? Anytime you see, I don't want to check up Jeff Bezos. I'm not talking about Melania.
Nigerian rich man and woman, elites or the ordinary people like me and you. I don't know you well. Maybe you are part of the elite, like me and my people.
Those that can afford, no, those that can afford to have prenuptial agreement is what I'm saying. Is what I'm saying. Anytime you see, because we're
and they are like this, they are the minority in society.
Who is the minority?
The elites.
Well,
How
who
many
else can tell
Iranians
us?
do you think we have in Nigeria?
Who else? Who else has
Okay,
the
so
power to do a
Hassan,
prenup?
Hassan, let's allow her to land where she is. Her network is not. Let her finish,
Exactly.
then you can push back.
My question is, if you look at the African setting, it's usually a wealthy man and a less and not so wealthy woman. Now, if I were to flip the other side to that Jeff Bezos, most of those women, they are accomplished. Before they met those rich men, they were already flying in private jets. They had their own things going. It's just that it's a different level of rich. But that same place Jeff Bezos' wife was entering, he was entering, they were entering the same aircraft. Nigeria's own is not that way. The man will fly his aircraft to your village and you will do your dogu from that village. Oyibo man is not like that. They don't roll like that. So what I'm saying in an African context is only the men, mostly the men, that have that ability to do that prenup. And in an African setting, what the prenup means is that when you leave, you don't get shish. You are getting out of the house. Unless you are fortunate that the man dies on your neck. Then, if you are lucky, you might know where some of the properties are. If you are lucky. So when we are talking about prenup, we need to do this in a we need to do it in our African setting. Let's not be comparing ourselves to the white men. We have a paternalistic society. I'm not saying women don't have money that marry down. No. There are many that do that. And of course, women are more likely to will their stuff to the men than the women willing their stuff to
Madam,
the men.
that's not true. We haven't seen that.
Okay, hold on.
That hasn't happened yet.
Okay,
so
Chin,
hold on,
can I
hold
do
on,
this?
hold on.
Hold on, Chin.
No, hold.
I want you
going
to
ask
speak.
her.
No, I want you to speak. I'll take the moderator position, so you be one of the panelists, because I know you have a lot to say in this.
No,
Go ahead.
I don't have a lot to say. I was going to ask her a question, and then I was going to correct something she said. She said when she was using Jeff Bezos and his first wife as an example that she was already a wealthy person. That's not true. I just Googled it. That's not true.
No. The second wife. I don't know about the first wife. The second wife.
But
she's talking about the second wife. The second wife lived an influential life. She was married to a billionaire before.
Okay, even that second one.
And the first wife, Jeff Bezos didn't have nothing when he married her.
Yes, both of them were nothing. So what are you talking about? How was she able to get half of his assets?
I want us to have a conversation, not a distance. So,
okay, go ahead. You can speak.
So the first one, maybe that was the second one you were talking about. That's fine. I will also do my research on that.
Yes.
But the point I'm trying to make is, remember, we're talking about prenup, and I have my views about stuff like that. You go in, and that's for me, just like Hassan said, it looks too transactional. Because I know what love is supposed to mean. It doesn't mean people don't abuse love. That's a different subject for a totally different day altogether.
And what's wrong with that?
Wrong with the abusing?
What's wrong?
Wrong with the abusing?
She's saying what's wrong with it looking transactional?
Oh, it's up to everybody's perception of what they want. That's the point I'm making. I don't want to go into any transactional kind of situation. That's the point. But go ahead, I hear you.
But are you okay? Can we have Mr. James speak, because he has not said anything? Sir, what is your opinion on what we're discussing, Mr. James, on prenup? And what advice do you have to give to us, we young ones that are discussing this prenup of a thing, sir? And the Iwayan video we played, what is your opinion on that? On what Iwayan wrote in his will?
Yeah, you see, I'm not good at giving advice. I only state my opinion. It is up to people to do what they want to do. I don't advise people. It's not my nature. Anyway, I think there are certain things we are mixing here. Sociologically, we are neither Africans nor Europeans. We are mixing two things, together. Now, what kind of marriage are we talking about? Are we referring to African traditional marriage or Western marriage? We are talking of Western marriage, there are rules and regulations governing it. And African traditional marriage has its rules and regulations. Here in the Gambia where I live, the society is a Muslim society. It's not an Islamic society. It's a Muslim society with very few Christians. At times they intermarry. And if the marriage happens to come to an end, either through death or whatever is the cause, there is a problem they always run into, how to share the properties they acquire during the period of their marriage. There is a Mohammedan court, the Gambia, that takes care of Muslim-related issues in marriages, family affairs, and things like that. But when a Christian is involved, because there are a lot of families here that are both, they are mixed up in the country. So when this kind of things happen, it's always a very difficult task that the government has not been able to solve. They're trying to, I think there's a council for legal reforms or so. They're trying to work out the modalities of addressing this kind of problems. The root cause is because the two main religions in Africa today, Christianity and Islam, they are imported religions. And these imported religions met the African traditional religion. So there are three legal systems fighting each other as far as acquisition of properties is concerned. And another thing again is there is also the issue of polygamy. If a man is married to more than one woman at the same time, because among the Edo people in Nigeria, where I grew up, although I'm not an Edo man, a man can marry more than one woman. A man can marry, traditionally is permitted to marry more than one woman. But a woman cannot marry more than one man at the same time. If she wishes to remarry, she needs the consent of her husband. And that is, she has to approach the husband for a divorce. The man has to grant the divorce before she's allowed to remarry. And her previous marriage will terminate. Now, in some societies, there's what they call polyandry. A woman marrying more than one man at the same time is permissible. For example, in some societies, let's say if I'm married to a lady, that lady is married to my family, not just me alone. I can go into her, another man can also go into her. She breeds children for the family. So they have rules and regulations governing this kind of things. Personally, I do not see why we are so crazy about properties. In my case, when my father died, he left quite a lot of oil palm plantations and other landed properties. I choose not to have anything to do with it as the eldest son in the family. Traditionally, I should get a large chunk of his property. But I have a lot of brothers and sisters growing up. I gave away everything. The only things I preserve for myself are the traditional rights. It's also the culture. The culture of the people is also part of the properties. There are certain traditional rights the senior son must perform. Those rights, I did not give them away. But material possessions that can be converted into money, I left everything because he gave me what, I don't know how to put it. The education he gave me is enough for me to fend for myself, to acquire properties on my own, which I'm doing at the moment. I build my houses on my own. I don't live on my father's, what's it called, assets. That is how it is with me. But in some societies, you see, this is a clash of civilizations, let me put it that way. The Islamic civilization, the Western civilization, African civilization are at war with each other. This is the cause of this problem. So if I marry a lady, traditionally, if I should die, the properties should be shared according to the customs and traditions. And we should also look at it from the other way around. If my wife happened to die before me, and she's a very well-to-do woman, should I not inherit all her properties? It's not only when I die and the woman is expected to inherit the property. So these are very complex issues, and this is where, as a people, we are failing. What we should do, I do not know what the universities are doing these days. Departments of anthropology, sociology, and what have you. I don't know what they are doing these days. Because that is where research into this kind of issues should be going on. It's a very good topic you brought up. Which should be research materials for the universities.
Who they fund them?
I'm not happy with the Nigerian system.
Okay, so let Madam Luke finish on her thoughts. I think at some point we should cut off.
Small.
Yeah, but just let's hold on to our pushback. Let her finish. You know, give us her perspective. Go ahead, Madam Luke.
Okay, am I still on?
Yes, go ahead.
So I'm just looking at the definition of. I think we're derailing, Susan. A prenuptial agreement, an agreement made by a couple before they marry concerning the ownership of their respective assets.
No, you are looking at it from the West perspective. Look at it from the African perspective. Muslim.
No, Mr. James, let her finish first. Just keep your question. No, hold on, Mr. James.
She has been interrupting people. Look at it from the Western perspective, African perspective, and Muslim perspective.
Okay, sorry, hold on, guys. Madam Luke, hold on, Mr. James, hold on, please, so that we've been having a fantastic conversation so far. I want us to continue the way we're going, but let's just let her land on her thoughts. Then, if you have any pushback, then you can put it up for her, please. Go ahead, Madam Luke.
Because the term prenuptial is a foreign concept, regardless of how we look at it. So what we're trying to do is to apply it to our own traditions and culture. And so I'm trying to read from the original subject, where it came from. I say it's an agreement made by a couple before they marry concerning the ownerships of their respective assets. Should the marriage fail? The topic here is prenuptial. Why we do not believe in prenuptial agreements, whether it's a man, woman, Christian, Muslim, pagan religion. The bottom line is that we Africans do not engage in prenuptial agreements, however you just slice it. And I said, if you push it to the African setting, it's a male, I won't want to go chauvinistic. It's a paternalistic society. The man owns everything when you move into the house. Very few women own property. Very few women marry their husband. Always the man marrying the wife. That is why we go to carry wine. That is why we go to do this. When I was going to my husband's house, I didn't have anything. He had everything. So my thing is, how do you sign a prenuptial agreement when one person doesn't have anything and one person has everything? So that is how the African culture is. So we're not trying to put this prenuptial agreement into the African setting because it really doesn't exist. That is why we don't agree. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you.
No, you see, the issue is this. You are looking at it from the white man's point of view. Before the white men came to Africa, Africans had their own ways of doing things. This is why I said that sociologically, we are neither Africans nor Europeans. This is the dilemma we are facing. It's very good this topic is being discussed. African universities, departments of sociology, anthropology, and what have you, need to dig into this matter and other related issues to find out how we can live amicably in the total confusion we found ourselves. This is a very serious problem in the Gambia, where if a Muslim happen to marry a Christian woman, the issue of sharing of properties after death is very, very contentious. Not because they want it to be contentious, because the Muslims, they have a way of doing their things which must be respected. The Christians, they have a way of doing their things which must be respected, but there are contradictions, sharply contrasting differences. How do we resolve it as a people? Not looking at it strictly from the white man's point of view. After all, the white man disorganized the whole continent.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. James. I'm going to go
I have a
to.
question for him.
Okay.
I have just a question, just a pushback. Mr. James.
Okay, go ahead.
Do we have the concept of prenuptial agreement in the African? I don't care what religion it is. Do we have the concept of a prenuptial agreement in any union in our African setting or not? That's the only question I want to ask.
Yes, we do.
When you talk of agreement, there's written agreement, and all agreements are not written, even in law, in English law. Not all agreements are written. So when an African marries a woman, or a woman is married to an African, in an African traditional way or in a Muslim way, it is wrong to apply the white man's law to that relationship. It is wrong.
Okay,
Just
thank
like
you.
Excuse me, if I marry a white woman in England, will they apply the African law to the marriage? They will surely apply English law. So when we are in Africa, we do things as Africans. This matter should be looked into, and I really want to thank you for bringing up this topic.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm honored. Hassan, can you answer a pushback question? Then, righteous man, I'll come to you, sir.
Yes. Okay. Let's look at it the way it is, and let's try and look at how fundamentally our biologies, complement each other. Urbanization and industrialization is a relatively new thing, and even as it is, in societies where they want a smoother and a more more natural order, they would naturally want women to take a more reserved role rather than be hustling with men out there trying to get money. That's not for the woman to do. If she wants to, yeah, she can. And like, if a woman has there are exceptional women who come in one amongst thousands. The ratio is soup, that compete with men, but naturally they don't. So trying to put these things like this is the way it should be, it's not. And fundamentally what we fail to understand is that, why do you need a prenuptial if after I marry you, I take care of you, your father, your family, your extended family, and I do that for the rest of my own family becomes like part of your family, and if I die, you inherit from me. There's a formula already. So why all that? And there is something also that kills the human and that is why I think when Africans who have stayed too much in the West, or who even are here and have taken too much these ideas of the West,
yes,
is that there is an anathema of fundamentally misunderstanding the way nature works. And the problem is that it creates a pitfall. It reduces your humanity, your empathy, because when you are supposed to engage with empathy, you are thinking of numbers, mass, money, you will not make the right choices. So there is such a place as to suffer together and to rise together and to face challenges together. That is the natural human order. All these money things is just things that are, I would say, a distraction for now. We'll see how the world will turn out to be. Hello, sir.
Thank you so much, Hassan. Righteous man, welcome to the show, sir. Sir, do you know what we are discussing, and what is your opinion on the topic? Righteous man, you're muted, sir. Can you hear me? You're muted. Okay. You're muted.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, good evening from the city of Owerri.
Oh, good evening.
Yeah, good evening from the city of Owerri, the Imo State capital. Yeah. Wishing every one of us, and they will, wishing every one of us a happy new year in advance. Just some hours to come now, we will be in 2026. right here in the city of Owerri. Yeah, I appreciate just trying to be part of the last broadcast for this year in Dr. Damage's show. I've been enjoying the topic of today. Very, very, very important. I really thank Mr. James for his elaborate discussion on this issue. Before I make my point, let me say this. No matter where we live, no matter where migration and looking for greener pastures takes us to, we should not forget, one, that we are Africans, we are blacks. We are the cradle of civilization. And scientifically, it has been proven that human existence first starts in Africa before it spread to other parts of the world. I am one of those who have touched the soil of Europe and completely refuse to adapt to all their system of living. Because, let me use this word, and I don't want any person to misunderstand it. I was properly brought up by my parents, traditionally and culturally. I was rooted in the African lifestyle and culture. And so being in Europe for the years I was there could not influence me or change me to live and behave the way they do. So I agree with Mr. James totally. Just like the example he cited, if he gets married to a British woman in Britain, will they use African laws, whether written or unwritten, to judge or to establish that marriage? The answer is no. So if you're an African and you are getting married to an African man, traditionally and culturally, we must practice the rules of our marriages according to the tradition of that particular people you got married to. Just like in my place, any married woman is called by other men Munyai. That does not mean that they have carnal knowledge of the woman. Okay? That is Africa. That is Igbo land. That is Nkwere. So it may not be acceptable to somebody else in Tanzania or Kenya. So you can't tell me because I live in Europe or America, then automatically, because it is not the way of marriage of the white man or white man, then I should change and adapt to their own system. It doesn't work like that. What Iwanyanwu did was absolutely correct. He labored and suffered, and under African, he didn't say the woman should not get remarried. He said, if you, it's a precondition, if you want to remarry after he must have passed on, then you loses the things I have given to you. So the man never prevented her. So it is a choice she needs to make. So I just want to say, we must respect African culture and tradition. If we continue dwelling in the shadow of white man's way of life, in the next 100 to 150 years to come, the culture and tradition of Africa will be a thing of the past. I am telling you, it is eating up. The African culture is dying because of the westernization. When our people travel to Europe or America, they forgot where they are coming from. They forgot, like Iriji in my place is more respected than Christmas. In my place, Iriji. Iriji festival. And you are telling me because I'm a Christian, I should not participate, or Christianity was ushered into my place by white missionaries. No, Africa should not lose their stand. And that is why China made progress in their life, in their country, because they had to that their tradition. I had a Chinese friend that I do business with. He's always holding to this little kettle tea. I brought Milo to him. He refused to take. I brought Ovaltine and other confectionery. He refused. He held to that their traditional and cultural way of living. And so Africa must not lose our root. We must not lose our stand in marriage. A woman, when my mom was alive, what I witnessed, when my father is hosting his fellow men, my mother sits in her own portion of the house, and she doesn't make contribution, because that is African tradition. She's not called to make that contribution. That does not make her a less person in that marriage or a less human being. But today, the westernization of marriage by African living in diaspora, look at what that nurse was saying. It has destroyed our marriage system. That's why there is a lot of divorces. There is a lot of single mother, single father everywhere rampant. It wasn't like that in the beginning. Africa was not known for that in the beginning. These are borrowed lifestyle from the Western world, and it's not helping us. So I support Mr. James 100% and other people that are spoken in line to Mr. James' perspective. Thank you.
Please, if you allow me to just round up so that I go hustle, man. I'm going to work. I don't know if I'm allowed.
Go ahead, Revolution, you can speak. We're rounding up.
Okay, I salute the people who just come. Madam, look, Happy New Year in advance. Righteous man, Happy New Year in advance. Mr. James, I salute you. Anyway, you see, I want to, what Iwanyanwu did. I know my brother Righteous Man has put saying African style, but that is greediness. You be old man, you test better thing finish. Now, you can't say if the woman now, young girl, where you see JJ, you carry her, you want to enjoy better meat. Then if you die, all the thing where you give her, you go take them back. Now that thing they give me headache sometimes. This is how African so-called culture. It's wickedness. You cannot enjoy the young, you where they go marry the young girl at your old age. You don't know, say the girl go enjoy after. Then when you chop and finish, you say, well, if you want to go marry another man, all the thing where I give you, I go take them back. Tim, you know they see those kind of action. Not be this our African wickedness where they talk sometimes, they go say my mouth too big.
Thank you so much, Revolution. Please say that louder.
On a
say
good
it
night,
louder.
I go to listen to
Thank you.
Bye
Say it
bye.
louder.
But nobody forced the young lady. The young lady saw her age mate. She refused to marry her age mate. Are you telling me that people of 20 and 30 did not ask for her hand in marriage?
The old man not seeing her his own age mate where you go carry young girl.
Right,
he made a proposal and the young girl fell for it. So what attracted the young girl?
Righteous man,
what's attract the old man? When I no go talk through went through. So when the time when they go talk through, I no go talk, I go come say an African system.
Thank you very
good night, man.
All right, thank you, Righteous man, Revolutionary, and Happy New Year in advance to you as you go. Okay, so yeah, it's been a very interesting conversation. Of course, I knew it was going to be something that was going to be contentious. Nobody's going to want to yield grounds for the other. So I guess the next thing we do is start rounding off, unless somebody else wants to say something to this particular topic. Madam Luke or Mr. James, anything you want to drop? Dexter is not here. I don't see him. Hassan has also gone mute.
You know, marriage has got different definitions. That's one thing we should take into account as well.
And what different? Okay, go ahead. Go on.
Polyandry, a woman marrying more than one man at the same time, permitted by tradition. That should also be taken into consideration.
Oh, okay, Mr. James, what you're saying, is it being practiced back home, or is just Will you say what you just said now about polyandry is being practiced back home, sir?
Polyandry is a woman who is married to more than one
More
man.
than one man, yes. Is it being practiced back home?
Yes,
That's
this
my
is how to
question
do
to
it.
you.
Look, let me cite an example. When I was at university, during my university days, we had some boys from East Africa, Kenya in particular. They said in Uganda, when the AIDS epidemic broke out, it nearly wiped a certain ethnic group on the shores of Lake Victoria out of existence. The government of Uganda, that's Museveni now, went into action to find out what was happening to members of that ethnic group. And they discovered that they were practicing polyandry. That is, a woman married to more than one man at the same time. This is how they do it. If I am married to a lady, that lady is not married to me, Mr. James. She's married to my family. She's a member of our family. She bears children for the family. So any male member of my family can go to bed with her. She start bearing children for the family. So that was why the AIDS epidemic was widespread in Uganda in those days. So that kind of relationship is polyandry. Anyway, that's a clear example.
So what would be
I
your
can give.
final submission in everything we just discussed, sir? What would be your final submission?
Thank you very much. African universities should wake up and live up to the public expectation. These are the kind of topics they should be investigating meticulously. And this is where Nigeria has failed catastrophically. With all the universities we have in Nigeria, you need to read their degree thesis. They are all wishy-washy. I can say it without apologies, compared to what they used to write in the years gone by. Whenever we send our, what's it called, technical aid assistance to other African countries, these are the kind of assignments we should give them. When you get to Botswana, work on XYZ project. When you get to Uganda, do this project, something like that. Then when they come back, they award them PhD degrees. There be a university dedicated to investigating this kind of issues all over Africa. Because right now, as I said, sociologically, we are neither Africans nor Europeans. It depends on individual perception. This is just how I see it. We are not living up to expectation. I mean, African universities, public money is being wasted every year, paying professors who cannot even spell their names accurately. So we should give them work to do, to investigate African social problems and see how we can get out of the quagmire we'll be grappling with since the advent of colonialism. Thank you very much for bringing up this topic.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you. You're welcome. We really enjoyed you. Hassan, I'm going to come to you. I want you to give us your final submission and whatever you have to say about every topic we discussed so far. Go ahead.
Yes, okay. So I want to agree with the elder Mr. James to some extent though, because I believe fundamentally that there is such a thing as progress, and even in philosophy, in understanding whatever it is that pushes society forward, but it has to be practical and it has to yield benefits. If whatever it is that you practice ends up to become some kind of abuse or something like that, then obviously it's not good. But what we have, for example, now all of us are dressed in, look at what we're dressing and what kind of language are we speaking, yeah. So things, all cultures, all languages, they borrow from each other as they mix, and depending on this superiority sometimes, and then who defeats who in battle, and who writes the laws and histories, these accidents of history happen. So what I am saying here is that let's not completely do away with how, because it's not everything that the white man came with that is wrong, and it's not everything that we also believe, if we're telling ourselves the truth, it's not everything that we also believe in that is right. Okay, because we know, for example, I'm a twin. If I were to be born ages ago, they had a culture of killing twins, things like that. So we have to understand to grow. But the problem is, let's not pick things that regresses society instead of progresses society, because to say that to put a woman in a place where a man is literally is to ignore the fundamental truth right before our eyes and how nature works. And that is a problem. She has her strength, she has her place, and the man has his strength, but he has his place too. That parity, it's not, it's just a brainwashing of some sort to keep pushing this Protestant ethics and capitalism to get more people working so that more money will come into their pockets. But I think there will be a time that system will collapse, and maybe women will naturally go back to where they are supposed to be. And that's all I'll say. Thank you.
Thank you, Hassan. Dexter, are you there? If you're not there, I'm going to go to Righteous Man for his final submission and whatever he has to say in regards to what we discussed. Dexter, are you there? Okay, Righteous Man, what is your final submission, sir? And what do you have to add in everything we've said, sir?
Yeah, in as much as I was not in the show from the very beginning, I may not have heard much of your discussions, but the little ones I had, it's from there I want to draw my last submission. Number one, I do not believe that by any course of civilization, I should lose my culture and my tradition. Number two, I do not also agree that religion should be used as a substitute to my culture and tradition. No religion should be a substitute to one's culture and tradition. And that is where Africans are making the greatest error they are making. That I am a Christian does not mean that my tradition and culture should be abolished. Because the African marriage is embedded in culture and tradition. And that you become a Christian or a Muslim does not mean that your culture should be raised. And so I agree with, is it Professor James or Dr. James in his submission?
I'm not yet a professor. Thank you for dressing me with borrowed robes.
Thank you, my brother. So the African professors, but I was shocked when he said some of them cannot even spell their name.
Clear ground up so that we can, have enough time to end the conversation properly. Please go ahead.
Okay. So just my submission is that what Mr. James recommended for African universities to do, I second to it, is absolutely right. Because if it is not done, if we don't have a means of teaching the coming generation of whom we are, then everything about Africa will be raised. And I want to say it categorically without missing a word. What Iwanyanwu did was not foolishness. He extended hand of proposal, hand of marriage, and the very young lady accepted it, knowing that he was old man at 70-something. So whatever that attracted her into that marriage, at the end of the day, what comes out of that marriage, she should be able to bear the consequences. Because that event, I believe, would have taught younger ladies or young ladies a lesson that you don't go into marriage because of money. The man had made it already. Let you go and enjoy. That, for me, I think that was why the 24-year-old girl allegedly would have gone into that marriage. And the consequences is that the man said, okay, I labored without you to make this money. Now that I am gone, if you have to remarry, then you will lose the rights I have given to you. I don't think it was selfish. It was just self-preservation, you know, and that was how he wanted to have it. So I think it's in order. Thank you very much. It's been a nice evening here, cool and sound in Owerri. There is no insecurity in Owerri. I've been here now for almost getting to a month. All those propaganda being channeled in the media space, they 95% lies. No killing is going on. People are going about their normal duties.
Thank you very much, righteous man. I think it's been a wonderful show. Would have loved to talk about one or two other things before we shut down, but time is not necessarily our friend. So, I don't know if you have any parting words to say before we shut the show down.
Can we allow Madam Luke to give her final submission? She keeps going in and out, so that way.
Okay, so she's not here now. What do we do?
Okay, so this is what I have to say. I just want to say, everyone, have a good, happy New Year. Hopefully, hopefully you guys enjoyed our segments, our show today. What's your opinion? Will be back next year, by God's grace. Yes, my schedule is hectic. I have a lot going on, so please be patient with us. But the women, the What's Your Opinion segment is here to stay, and the teams are here. Madam Luke is one of my co-moderator. Chim is one of the producers. Paige as well. So thank you guys for all your support. I appreciate it. I like us talking about things that affect us on a personal level other than politics, because we have our personal life going on. So it's been a joy to see this segment, the conversation we've had, everything about What's Your Opinion segment has excited me. And I always tell people, when you come and join this panel, keep an open mind. Be ready to learn and unlearn a lot of things. So with that being said, I just want to say thank you to everyone, and the people on the comment section. Shout out to Bohemian Malam, AB, you all know my favorites. A lot of them, I've seen them. So I just want to tell you guys, please keep supporting this channel. We're going to be back next year. We're going to do better. We're coming in with more and more interesting topic. So with that being said, Happy New Year to everyone, and thank you for joining us.
Madam Luke, do you want to say something before we finally wrap up? Are you there? Madam Luke, can you hear us?
I think our internet keeps going in and out, yeah.
Okay, so it's been a wonderful time. Have your say, and the Irokopost TV has provided us with a platform to discuss all sorts of things, from the political angle to the have your opinion, where we discuss some of these personal life issues. I hope we've enjoyed it. I hope we've learned a lot from our conversation today. And I'm just going to ask us to continue to stay tuned and support the platform as much as you can. Show up when we have some of these conversations and come and air your view. There is no view that is wrong. It's all about the learning process, keeping an open mind, learning, unlearning, relearning, however we want to put it. And with that, I want to thank Adam. I want to thank Mr. James. You were the first person to show up very early enough. I want to appreciate you for that. You constantly do this. Shout out to you. And then, of course, to all the people who have over the entire 1 year helped to keep this show running. Ngozika, and all the other people, Ola, who help us with the show. And of course, the man himself, Mr. Rudolph Okonkwo, aka Dr. Damages, who provides us this platform to be able to have some of these conversations. From me, it's a wonderful 2026 to all of us. I pray God provides us all the enablement to be able to fulfill all our dreams and our aspirations. All the best. See you guys.
Thank you, Dexter. Hold on. Can we hear Dexter before you end? Dexter, do you have anything to say, or you're good?
No, I'm fine. Everybody has said everything, so I don't want to add. I think it's cherries on the cake. Yeah.
Are you sure? Go ahead. You can say something if you want to.
No. I think every opinion is, like Chim has rounded it up. Like everybody's opinion, everybody has the right to have their opinions about it. So, yeah, I don't want to try any spanner in the works now. So, thank you, Chim. Thank you, Adama. Thank you, everybody. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Please support us next year at the What's Your Opinion segment. I'll be back. I'm just taking a break. My schedule is hectic, like I said. But one thing I want to say is to the owner of this platform, Dr. Damages, thank you for giving me a space where my voice can be heard. This platform, we appreciate those that supported us throughout the year. We just want to tell you guys, we love you guys. SOS. Have a good one.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Have you subscribed? Yes, you. Have you subscribed? You. Yeah, before you go, click. It's free. Click. That's it. Have you subscribed? You're laughing. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed? Thank you. Hey, madam, thank you so much. I can see you. We have to get to 100,000 subscribers. By the end of the year, how are we going to do that if you don't subscribe? Yes, you're about to click off. Why? Have you subscribed? It's free. If you don't, ask your son, ask your daughter how to. Just one click. Thank you. I see you. Aha. Thank you very much.